All right. And we are live. The last word, LordCognito, Ebontis, Tie Guy Travis, fresh on that Thursday evening. Destiny, campfire, a lot going on, and the man returning from the cruise.
Yes.
The cheetah, Ebontis. How we doing, sir? We missed you. Well, I missed you, Travis. I really missed you.
Okay. I believe that on both accounts. Yeah, not missed and missed. Yes. That is how that is accurate. Good.
Up, brother?
Got a
How
little
we feeling?
tan. Got a little
Yeah.
tan. Not much, but you know, biggest thing is my wife is fair skinned, so we go through the crazy sunscreen thing anytime we're like gonna be in the sun for a while as it is, just to make sure.
I have that problem.
Yeah, I know. I was actually gonna ask,
Define fair
do you
skin.
put on sunscreen though? Like you
No,
still,
I have to.
Okay,
I
I
will
was
burn.
like-
I will
I was
still
gonna be
burn.
like, you'll still burn, right?
I will still burn.
Okay.
I will still burn. I got a funny
don't
quick
burn.
story. You know how I noticed for it to be true because I didn't believe it. I was like, oh, I'm black. I'm not supposed to. I went to the beach, Jersey Shore for like, and this is back in my headband wearing days. Bro, I went to the shore, did play basketball, did all this stuff, then slept in the sun, came out, took the hairband off, and it didn't ring around my head. Dude, bro, it was the most hilarious
Oh,
thing
man.
ever. I was horrified.
That's great.
That is my black people can get tan and sunburned story.
There
Continue.
you go. That's better than anything I'm gonna say, so I can't really follow that. But
You didn't get
Yeah.
you didn't get sunburned, right?
me,
I got some.
You got sunburned?
I got
oh yeah,
Wow.
it sounded like you
sunburned,
did.
and I had a permanent headband.
Like, did it?
Like the most
Like an
headband.
angel.
I mean, like sunburns for me will eventually, like, even if it's a week later, they eventually peel. Did it burn that bad, like that kind of
It
thing?
was bad. It
Okay.
peeled. It took forever. I would lotion that thing for days, for weeks.
Yeah.
I was like, please, God, I will never do this again.
Yeah, you learn when you get a bad one, you learn your lesson. So
Yeah. Continue. Well, it's about you. It's about
yeah,
the truth.
no,
Yeah.
went on a cruise, Eastern Caribbean. So got to do it was Dominican Republic and St. Croix and San Juan, Puerto Rico, and then it was on Virgin Cruise Line. So they have like Royal Caribbean, I think started. They got like a mini island, and they basically got their own little beach club on an island. So that was kind of the last day, and then went in and out of Miami. And then the day before we left on the cruise, went to Miami and met
See Sephiroth?
Sephiroth and his wife. We met him for dinner.
Nice. Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, that's what's up. Salute to Seth.
Yeah, had some tasty Italian food with them and checked out the streets of my downtown, not downtown Miami, just south of Miami. But yeah, it was fun. So,
Nice. So, for a person who's never been on a cruise before,
Okay.
this is now what, cruise number 2?
4.
Oh, damn. Oh,
4.
excuse me. This is 4th cruise.
No, like
so, you know.
I mean, it's been over the course of like lots of years, but this is, I think, our 4th one, if I remember right.
So again, just to recommend, because Cog still hasn't done the cruise, what would you recommend? Who would you recommend?
The only 2 I've experienced are Royal Caribbean and Virgin Voyages, which is Virgin's like, I think 3 years new. Like they've been a company for like 3 years, so they're pretty new. Royal's been doing it for a long time, so there's benefits to both. I would ask, like, do you like big production like shows?
I'm okay with it. I'm indifferent. I'm not like it has to happen, but yeah, it's cool. if it's
Okay.
there.
How
Some of that
important is like food?
Very important. I'm a big
Okay,
boy. We gotta
okay.
eat.
Well, I know.
We got to eat now. Come on
But
now.
included food, or do you want to like pay for specialty restaurants?
Specialty drinks are my concern. sir.
Okay, there's
As long
both
as the
of them have-
margaritas are flowing.
Both of them
as
have
Travis
drinks. Yeah, you
knows.
can get drinks,
Yes.
and it all
Yes, yes,
depends
yes.
on you can get drink packages, which we never tend to find worth it. We got a bar tab this time, like when we bought the cruise, and we didn't even use the whole bar tab. So
Wow. Okay.
it was a big one. It was like 6. Yeah.
Okay.
And then it's just like, how big of a crowd is an okay thing to you?
Okay, I see what you're saying. Yeah, that's where I'm different. Some people like it really quiet and stuff like that. I don't mind the production,
hustle and
Leviathan of
bustle.
cruise. Yeah, I don't mind it. I'm the
Hustle
person
and bustle.
I don't mind that on an event, kind of thing. So that as long as I have private spaces, you know what I'm saying, to get away from the madness, and of
You'll
course
have
your own room.
You'll
Of
have
course your room. But yeah, so I mean that's cool. So who's this big production one? Which
The
one
Royal
is that?
is gonna be the one. They've got the big theater, like the bigger ships is what we've been on. Like they're 5,000-6,000 per like guest ships. They're
Got it.
They're
Okay.
floating giant Empire State Buildings, basically.
Gotcha.
One has a central park in the middle of it.
Oh wow.
So it's that big.
Oh. Okay.
So I mean, that one I would say like the specialty restaurant is an upcharge, but the steakhouse on Royal was better. I mean, I like steakhouses here in the Dallas area, and it was damn good. So I mean, I was
Oh, no, I need
impressed
that
on that
bougie.
one.
Yeah. Okay, cool. I need that level of bougie.
Yeah, I mean, drinks you're gonna be paying on either one. You're gonna get nickel and dimed. You're gonna get sold a little more on Royal Caribbean. Virgin was like tips included. Basically, almost everything was included except your drinks, and then you still had a bar tab when we booked hours.
That's not
So,
bad. Oh, okay.
but I mean, but Royal has. Have you ever been Vegas like Cirque du Soleil?
Yes.
Okay. Royal Caribbean on the ship we were on, and like the class, they have like a aqua theater. So it's like a Cirque du Soleil. It's like a water production. Like
wow.
they also have a Broadway show we saw. We just usually see everything that was there. Like Mamma Mia was one of them. We've seen Hairspray another time. Yeah, full on play. Like musicals and stuff are on there. So yeah, Royal Caribbean goes big. If you want like the full on experience, and then I would say Virgin, much more chill vibes. So a lot more places to like chill and relax, like almost kind of more instead of seats, there were some beds.
Oh, okay. Holler.
I mean, it was a smaller ship. It was a smaller ship, not quite what you're thinking.
More cozy.
Yeah, it was an adults only cruise, so take with that what you
want.
So.
Which one is that? What's
that's
the name
Virgin.
of that one?
That's Virgin Voyages.
Oh, yeah, you ain't leaving one when you.
There you go. Yep, that's the joke.
That should be the slogan. Let's go, Trav. Ooh. Take you on that Virgin, baby.
You guys ever try so hard not to judge someone that it's physically, you can feel it hurting you?
That's what's happening to you right now. Yeah, I know.
Talk your bougie cruise
No,
talk.
look, I love cruises because they are considerate enough to take all the people I don't want to hang out with and send them out to
send them one place at the same time.
Yeah.
Which includes me. So nice. Good to know.
So it's really it works out for everyone. Cruises can't blame them.
Well, it will be bougie together. It'll be me and you. We'll be super bougie together. I like that. Now, that's dope. I'm glad you took the time. This sounds really cool, and I will definitely hit you up on the finer things.
Yeah.
Later.
I mean, they're a fun way to see multiple, like the one that I think would be interesting. Having never been to Europe, and I do really want to go. There's a lot of places in Europe that I would like to see. There are like 12, 13, or 10 or whatever like day voyages, and you like stop at like different cities across the Mediterranean like day by day, and you can see a lot of like countries, but you're in an organized like the ship, here you go, here's the port, you got to be back in time, and you just keep going. So it's a way to see a lot of things, but you don't have to organize nearly as much of it yourself. You don't have to organize a hotel every night.
Right.
So there are ways to kind of see multiple places without having to handle so much stuff. So Mediterranean cruise would be interesting. I haven't done one of those. That would be an interesting one. But I mean, Caribbean's nice because we still got to see 3 different places. You get some like sea days where you're just like, you're literally like out your balcony is just ocean.
Nice.
And it's just like, it's a really cool, I also feel very small, by the way, when you're like, there is not a damn thing out here, and we're on a big boat, but there's nothing. So now they're a fun way to see it. I know they're not for everybody, but they have some upsides to them personally.
Nice. I'm glad you did. Glad you took the time off, man. That sounds super dope.
Yeah. Travis, I know you're just can't stand this entire discussion right now.
He's dying inside.
When is the last time you took a vacation for entertainment and unplugged? When is the last time that happened?
I have never taken a vacation.
Why am I not surprised? Why am I not surprised?
I can't imagine doing that. That sounds. I mean, I've done things. I've gone to. I was talking to you guys before the show. I've been to pretty much every state in the United States.
Is it for work that you go for?
Yeah, I've been to 42 countries.
Okay, did you always go for work?
43. Yeah, but I did stuff, right? Like I had to live in, the United Kingdom for like a month and a half for work because of a company we acquired back in my IGN corporate days, and like I'd get a car and then I would just drive places. Like one of the trips I drove like all around Italy and stayed at different cities and Airbnbs and
that's
hotels and
dope.
stuff.
That's fun.
That's the way I like to see stuff, is not like the curated.
Got you. You like the raw.
Like the window shopping of like.
Got you.
No, and he does have it like. The way you state that is perfect, because when you go to like, it was Dominican Republic. Now San Juan's a little more civilized, but like Dominican Republic, you see the port, you go on an excursion, you come back. You don't go wandering. When we went to Jamaica on a previous one, we took a 30-minute bus ride through the places you don't want to go to the activity and then back. Like you see, I mean, he said it is the curated tiny little piece of the port, and that's all you typically will see. So I mean,
it's the window shopping version of traveling.
Yes.
The reason I know that, and then when the boat shows up, nobody wants you there. Like when you get off the boat, like all the people who live there are like, oh, these guys. Except for the people who are gonna con you and take your money, then they're happy. And the reason I know that is because I have a relative who is the head chef on a what is it? Diamond Royal?
Royal Caribbean is one of
Diamond
them.
Royal.
There's celebrity. There's a lot of cruise lines.
The big one. I don't even know what it's
Diamond
called.
Royal.
Whatever it's called.
You do
He's
not
a chef.
associate with.
And so I have been on a cruise one time, and it was a horrifying memory of mine. Just every part of it, I was like, wow, this is like the opposite of where I want to be. And so cruises aren't for me. I'm glad you like me. And they're your people. That's all I'll say.
People.
And all that
Wonderful.
But yeah, I don't believe in vacations or time off. I think we exist to create things and work, and that life isn't supposed to be enjoyable. And so I don't.
All work and no play
I'm
makes
okay
Jack a
with
dull
that.
boy. So yeah, have fun with that.
I don't think I'm very dull, though. I would say, if you do what you love, like I never feel like I'm stressed out from work. To me, stress is a good thing, and it makes me feel nice. When I feel stressed, it's my body telling me you can do this. And
yeah, but there are times it's too much.
Yes.
For anyone, 100%. You can't tell me there's never a point. I had 4 reviews due at the same time. I felt amazing.
I
call baloney on some of that stuff. Like, it's not always sunshine and rainbows.
I think so. There's these studies that have been done. I'm going to send you guys a TED talk after this. Literally,
yes, I need to hear this.
About stress, and they did a study where they found out that people who are killed by stress, they like die because their body can't deal with stress, and they get medical issues and they die. Is 100% correlated with people who perceive stress as having a negative impact on their body. And so people who have a positive association with stress and see stress as a good thing don't incur any of those negative health effects. And so I'm just built like the latter. Like to me, if I have way too much on my plate, I get super stoked, and then if it's so much that I fail at some of that, then to me I'm like, oh, it's like you were in a super sweaty PvP match and you lost. It's not like you're gonna go home and cry of that. You're just like, oh, I didn't make it. I failed, but I'm gonna try again next time. So that's just how I roll, man. I don't know. I'm a weird guy. People, just so you guys know, everyone, you should take breaks. You shouldn't overwork yourself. Yes. Everyone should go see therapists. These are all things advice I don't do myself, but I believe everyone should do it. So yeah, that's
fair enough. We got the trap story.
Cog, what about you? Where are you in the world of vacation? Do you get to ever unplug? Because I know you, between your podcasts and full-time job, like you're going a lot. Do you?
Yeah. Cog's a liar. He says he takes vacations, and then I see they're all like work trips.
Yeah,
they are. Yeah, he's like socializing and
My boss called me out on that. She was just like, you don't really take vacation. Like your vacation is actually going somewhere. You're still doing work. You're still, kind of networking or what have you like that. I try to be better about it, but it's just busy. It's just a busy time of my life. Sometimes you get to that point where it's just like, whether it be career, personal, everything is kind of trending upward. And I think I had this conversation with Rand outdoors. Sometimes it's like, you can't stop right now because like you're hot. It's like you work so hard to get hot, and now you're hot. So it's like, if you stop, you're going to blow up the momentum a little bit. So that's the balance of trying to juggle everything, because this is the opportunity. We work so hard. I mean, you know better than anybody else. I gave you your flowers on 300. It was like, nobody was rocking with me when I first met you. Like, when I met you, like, it was struggle to get people to guest on ILP. It was a struggle for anybody in the Destiny community to really rock with us or me. And you were the only one. Like, I give you, like, you were the only one. And then, like, as I go on and it's opportunities that I get a chance to meet a Travis, right, on 5 Team Chat, I get a chance to, that's how it was. So for me, it took so long. I had all that downtown. Like, this is my little hot window, so we got to ride it out and see where this go,
Yeah.
kind of thing.
And
But
yeah, I get that. There are times where like sticking with the grind is important in that time because there's certain things going on, but they're like at some point you got to try and find a way
yeah,
to
of course.
weasel in a
And
break.
lately, what I've realized is like, okay, you know what? You have to say no. You have to stop and do things for yourself.
Yeah.
And lately, I know my clan's in there. And shout out to Duck and the crew. And lately, sometimes my break is I just need to be by myself for a period of time. I don't need to talk because remember, my job involves talking to people, podcasting, guesting, all this social interaction. And sometimes I just need quiet. And I just nobody listening and just I want to shoot guns in silence and play Destiny and just happy place.
But
sometimes that's my vacation is gaming solo. Brings out a lot of I'm becoming you now, like gaming solo is like the new thing. Like
I actually was playing and that was a game I wanted to start it before vacation, but I didn't get a chance to. I even bought it on Switch and still never played it on vacation. Dredge. I was actually started Dredge. It's that little like kind of it's got a fishing mini game to it. But like I was playing for about 4 hours. I was getting some upgrades on the boat. I was able to do a few more things, but it has this weird little risk reward thing to it because when the time turns to nighttime, it gets a bit messy. So when it turns to nighttime, things get a bit messy. And man, like one of the first times I was like, oh, and it got real late and I was like, I have to go back to light right now. So it's kind of this little like, I don't want to say souls because that's wrong, but it is the risk of like, hey, I've got some stuff. And if things go wrong, I don't know what I'm going to lose. It's not quite that dramatic, but I haven't had things like go really bad yet. I've only like, so it's still a little bit of risk and stuff. So Dredge is one that I wanted to play. Shout out to Key Mailer and stuff. Like I actually did get a key from them. And I've wanted to check it out. And it's been, I'm like 4 hours in just from today. And I was like, I really want to play more. Kind of had a few more things to do before the podcast, but it's a fun little game actually. Yeah. And that's why, like for me, I think for me, like same with you, it's like, since I do Destiny all the time, the ones when I can truly just like, even if I'm streaming a game, but it's like, I typically like, I've recorded a lot of them, but I haven't uploaded like my gameplay and stuff typically. So it's more just like playing for fun is still good. But but actually just like disconnecting, just like sitting in a pool chair, having a drink and just like not thinking about it. That's relaxing too.
Happy, but yeah. Drinks definitely. All the drinks, you know. Trav, both of y'all know.
Not too many, I will tell you.
Drinks.
Yes.
Do you guys celebrate 420?
Not me, but salute to the 420s. You know what I'm saying? Salute to the puff pass dudes. Let's go.
I'm in the wrong state for that. You're probably in the right state for that. I'm in the wrong state for that.
Yeah, I'm sure Cog, it's fine where you're at. I don't even know if like anything's legal where you live.
I'll tell you the things that are legal. It's the stuff that shouldn't be.
Yeah. Is it legal yet to not be carrying a Bible in your state? Or do you have to
I think the requirements to be a Texas citizen are Bible in one hand, gun in the other.
Okay,
let's get it. Yeah.
And cowboy hat and boots. I do not own a pair of cowboy boots, man.
You do need to though.
No, I don't.
Profile. You need to be stereotypical.
My calves won't fit in a pair of boots. Are you kidding me? My calves.
That'll be hot though.
No.
I will never own a pair of cowboy boots. It's probably not going to happen.
I don't know. I still see it, Dallas.
I can visualize it.
Yeah, no.
You gotta own it. But anyway.
Remember first episode you guys ever had me on? I saw you walking out of that Target with those cowboy boots on. And I called you Dallas.
So cool. Good. So keep the hats and the boots. Yeah.
It's been a journey, Travis. It's been a journey.
No doubt.
I haven't changed my opinion at all.
Yeah. Still there.
Messy.
Two legionaries in our scion. Yeah.
That's right.
You guys are at least Centurions. Come on.
Yeah.
Want to be part of the Shadow Legion.
You just don't call me a Colossus. That's rude, okay?
Yeah, Colossus is that's
a bit aggressive.
Are those all muscles though, or are they fat? Are they fat?
Are you calling me fat now? What's happening?
No, I'm asking a logistic question because I don't see you guys as fat. I just see you as big old meat boys.
Yeah, we're the meat boys.
I don't know when it comes to like a Colossus. Like I don't know how much a Cabal works out. We've never seen a Cabal gym. I don't know how I can tell you, Callus, that's mostly fat. Callus feels like nothing but
we
opulence
definitely
and
like
fat.
Callus, yeah.
Callus is the exception. He's like thought of as like,
And then like a Tormentor, I feel is just jacked. A Tormentor is what I picture like,
Cabal.
huh?
Those are Cabal.
No, I know, but I'm just like, I'm picturing like that's the scale. You have Callus, pure fat. Tormentor is nothing but muscle. Like there's a spectrum in there.
The Scions do like calisthenics. They're like
Yeah, like they're very jogger.
The Scions are they're your marathon runners, just skin and bones, nothing. They're the efficient ones. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah, you do run like 10 miles a day. Yeah, so you're good.
I do. Yeah,
he does.
I know.
He's definitely a Scion.
Yeah.
There's no question.
Scion, bro.
No question.
Valis Ebontis and LordCognito.
Yeah, I like that. Let's go.
What do they call Scions? What's the Scion title?
Oh yeah.
Tormentors skip leg day though.
Yeah, they do skip leg day. They do skip.
They're all
day.
upper body. They're the triangles. No, it was the letter T. Because you got the upper body and then walking on some twigs. Yeah.
Yes.
Anyway, a whole bunch of non-Destiny talk aside. Yeah, as usual. But yes, I'm back from vacation.
We're talking about Destiny. We're talking about
like this feels like Destiny adjacent. We're leaning that direction, but we're
this is
Scions,
what I want.
No, see, Scions are not crossfitters. I would say like captains are crossfitters because they're that in between. Scions are too scrawny to be crossfitters. Crossfitters
I would skip the TWAB or the guest every week if we could just have pointless conversations like this one about Destiny. Like that, honestly, to me, is content I'm way more interested in discussing.
You're like, all right, so we need to understand the body mass index of every Destiny enemy race. Here we go.
But what are the hives? Oh my god, here we go. They open it up. Yeah, that is hilarious.
Seriously. I have a lot of questions about the hive too. A lot of them.
Are you going? You can ask one.
Are you going to give us one?
You can ask one of them. One today. One per week. How's that?
Yeah, let's do that.
One per week. Yeah. Oh, that's generous. All right. My question this week. I have so many questions about how their magic works and why they're the only ones who seem to know about magic.
Sword logic and hive gods. They do have a bit of an advantage.
I'm
going to
go with the Screamer wizard.
Omnigul?
Yeah.
What's the question?
My question is about her screaming specifically.
We make sure I can monetize this podcast, please.
Cog, did you and I talk about this a while ago? Yeah. I want to know: is her screaming an ability that she has, and why does only she have it? And if that is her
her
ability,
death song, that's right, that's a thing.
Her death song, correct. And if that is her ability,
stepped on a Lego.
Well, actually, wizards never step.
That's true.
Yeah, she had to float it against a Lego.
Oh, that's too good though.
My question about her screaming though specifically is: does she feel like shriekers are stepping on her turf with their name?
True, because theoretically,
she's a shrieker. I would say she's more of a. The shriekers don't really shriek. I don't know if you guys know this.
They don't.
Yeah, they don't really do that so much. They just send all the bolts at you.
Yeah, I can't.
But she, I think they got the names wrong. I think she should have been called a shrieker.
Yes.
And in general, wizards kind of shriek a lot.
Yes.
So I feel like they should have been called shriekers. I don't know if wizard fits the shrieker form, but it does seem closer than the opposite. So
I would agree with that.
That's my question about her song.
That is a good question.
You've never seen them step.
Don't be able.
Yeah, it's true. I don't know. I've never seen them step. I kind of believe they don't.
At some point, they have to lay down though. They don't just like float forever.
How do you know?
I'm just assuming, but I could be wrong.
Yeah, you're just.
I feel like all of these. Unlike you, I think everybody has to take a break every so often.
But what if that's just their normal state?
They come out the
so
womb.
they sleep like sharks. They sleep like they never like.
Okay, wait. I have a second question that has to come out right now because I'm gonna forget it.
Okay.
Why is it that all wizards can float, but only Savathun needs wings to do it?
She's a hive god, not so much a specific wizard though. She's of a different class.
Yeah, but all of them float. Why does she need wings? If she's stronger than the wizard, she would be able to float without a wing, right?
I don't know.
She's probably faster than a wizard with the wings. I don't know.
Are the wings ornamental?
She is not a wizard. That's what I was trying to say. Sarko said it. She is
Yeah.
not a wizard. No.
I don't know about that.
She
She
is
looks
a-
kind of wizardy to me.
She is a hive. She is one of the 3 hive gods, the proto hive, whatever you want to call them. She's not of the
Okay,
same species,
fine.
Mhm.
If she's not a
genus,
wizard,
and species of a wizard. She's not the same.
if she's not a wizard, we could at least assume that she's more powerful than a wizard.
100%.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yes.
And so then flying wouldn't be a problem for her. She would have all this access to the same spells and abilities as a wizard. So why does she need wings? Why does Oryx need wings?
Different archetype.
It's like they're different. They walk around probably before. So
They seem pointless to me. They seem like they don't need wings at all. I think it's a vanity thing.
I think it's a
like
gaudy
peacock
thing.
I
feathers.
mean,
Yeah,
they're
it's okay.
going big with the wings. Yeah.
Yeah, she
Yeah.
came out when she came out the thing. Like, yeah, she
I
showcased
mean, the
that
ornate wingspan. I mean,
Yes.
come on. That's she's peacocking. That's what she's doing.
Yes, I
There you
agree.
go.
I agree.
Yeah, I agree. I think they're peacock feathers. I don't think she needs them, which is really should tell you something about those characters that they're that
Mhm.
vain. They have to grow wings.
Apparently,
that
Black
they
Ronin
totally
says
don't
wings are
need.
something for her species and later higher rank.
Interesting.
Because I mean,
they
Oryx
grow
got him at
wings
some
and
point.
fly
Oryx got him
forward.
too. Remember?
Mhm,
Oryx
yeah.
Yeah,
wings.
I know Oryx. I know Oryx has wings.
Almost,
I
yeah.
question that as well.
Almost look at it. You ever played?
It
was
might be like a
Legacy?
species or an evolution type thing.
Yeah,
of
I was
their
just about to
species,
say.
Yeah.
You ever played Legacy of Kain? And one of the storylines, Razel got mad at Kain. I mean, Kain got mad at Razel because he grew wings. So he was like, "This is the evolution of the species before everyone." That's kind of I look at it. Like you're the
Yeah.
highest
I
level.
see. So they're like
They're the top of the food chain. Yeah.
Yes,
they're like Saiyan having monkey tails.
I don't watch anime, but good.
I
Really?
think I know what you're talking about. I may have seen
I
that.
How do
know,
you
but
not watch
it's-
anime, Cog?
Everyone gets so surprised and mad at me. when I
How
say
are
that.
you?
Everyone
like,
says the same. They like, how does
Everything
that
about
happen?
you would indicate that you watch anime.
I know. I am an old
know why?
school anime guy. Like I'm.
That's exactly why. You know how
I
many?
know, but that new stuff and who are the guys you just said and Goku and this and that, I don't know
Not
any.
new? What?
That's new
You
for
were a
me.
teenager when that was
Yeah,
out.
no,
bro.
it's like my
me.
brother showed me that stuff when we were growing up, so I know it's older, but no, it's like I just never.
I
Yeah.
don't know any of that stuff. One Piece.
All I'm saying is
Oh,
the
yeah.
people
Naruto.
in my neighborhood growing up were
Mhm.
obsessed with martial arts
No, that's
and
me.
anime.
No, that's me. Yeah, but
And
the anime
fact that
I
you're-
watch.
the fact that you're
back in the
obsessed
day.
with martial arts and ninjas and Asian culture,
Yes.
but not anime, is
But
really
the
surprising.
anime that I like is the old stuff, like Ninja
Yu Yu
Scroll,
Hakusho?
Diver. Yeah, I watch a little bit of that. I watch it, but like older, it was more darker. It was a different thing. I come from Gatchaman. I come from old. This new stuff is just don't relate to me just yet. It's too colorful. There's too many people with blue hair. It's just different for me. It's just different. So just old school.
Surprising. I'm just
Mhm.
saying it's surprising.
Yeah,
I respect
GK
it.
said DBZ aired in 1989.
It's the North Star. Sarko know what I'm talking about. That's my anime. There you go. That's what I came.
Also, the Dragon Ball Z, that was 1989, but Dragon Ball was even earlier.
Really?
Yeah,
And Dragon Ball, I would say, is better than Dragon Ball Z.
not a
But
clue.
I'm also a little older school.
My brother's somewhere. My brother is somewhere. If he's listening to this one, just like going down a whole bunch of information. He watched all that stuff. That's the only reason I know
Nice.
who, like Goku, Trunks, Piccolo, any of those characters are. Like, is
Mhm.
my brother. So shout out to my bro.
Salute.
Well,
Okay, Destiny.
Destiny.
Yeah,
is
that
basically
game.
anime,
Yeah, what's
Destiny.
going on?
so we can talk about that.
First thing, season 20, epilogue.
Commenter agrees. Random Destiny conversations better than the TWAB.
Hey.
Look at that. That's right. Agreed.
Anywho, not really. The TWAB didn't have much in it, so we're not going to spend really time on that. Season 20 epilogue. Did you guys play the epilogue mission? Retribution, I think it was, or something.
Yes.
Thoughts on it?
First of all, did Trav play? Because I don't want to comment if Trav didn't play.
Which one
Did
was
you
it?
play the mission this
Retribution,
week?
This new thing that came out this
See,
week.
the weekly mission this week.
Yeah, I figured I didn't want to spoil. That's why I was like, I don't know if he did. I'll speak in general.
I
I'll speak in
thought the
generality.
story was over. What did I miss?
Yeah, there was a secret mission that I thought it was over too.
Ah,
If it wasn't for E put out a tweet in our group chat. If it wasn't for E, I wouldn't have known about it. Because I thought I was like, oh, season's over. Yeah, now you good, you good.
Tagged you both. But,
I'll speak in
Did
general.
it have something big? Was it like there's a big story development?
The
or-
name is fitting, but
No.
not really. But
Okay.
look, it was.
Yeah, I think you can spoil me if.
Okay.
yeah, spoil him. There's not much to spoil.
It was. We got to go back. You know, they built it up, you know, Crow and everything, like this retribution for Amanda. We're gonna go blow up the Shadow Legion ship, and you know that kind of energy. This is the first time we actually start off for a while with a quest, starting with Crow. I felt in the helm, if I got that right, right? Yeah, I think that was where it started.
Yeah, it
And
definitely was in the helm with Crow. Yeah.
yeah, and then you know talk to them. I'm like, cool. We get out there. We you know we use homegirl and board the ship with our
Marasov?
powers. Yep. Yes, homegirl. Salute.
Homegirl.
And you know we get out there. We do our ascendant
He
thing.
basically knighted you, and you just called her homegirl.
Yeah, I like her outfit, the clothes that she gave me. Salute to her for that. I love that outfit. It's great. It's wonderful.
Her knighting you only matters if you believe in her power, E, which I don't.
Well, someday I feel like she's going to show you she's not weak. So just hold
No
on to
gods
that.
are king.
Just hold on to
Only
that.
man.
That's fine. We'll.
You know who else showed me? You know who else showed me that they were powerful? Callus. And
No, he didn't.
Oryx.
When did he ever show
I
you he
killed
was
all of
powerful?
I killed all of them. Is my point.
Callus
You
never
think
actually
we
showed you
couldn't
he was
beat
powerful.
Marasov? Our Guardian could easily kill Marasov.
I don't
I
believe
don't even
that.
think it would be close.
I don't believe that.
You think we can kill all of the other characters we've killed
As a team
not
with game
Marasov?
mechanics, but like she's literally got her own
Oh, as
throne
a
world
team,
in infinite
how do you
space.
think we do it? Yeah, and we saved her throne world, which by the way got overrun, and we could have, you know, bro. If we can kill Oryx like 6 years ago, we can kill Marasov. I'm sorry.
Well, and then Oryx did technically beat Marasov. He just
Yeah,
kinda, like,
he
was
beat her
a
pretty
boss
easily
to
too.
Oryx, technically, you know what I'm saying, in the beginning, which
I'm
started
just
things,
saying,
but
one-on-one, Marasov's probably got a few tricks up her sleeve that.
yeah, we got to come with a raid team.
Yeah.
You get 6 months. Yeah.
It's like a one-on-one is what you're saying. You're like, oh, our Guardian's just gonna beat her. I'm like, I don't think so.
We ain't gonna 1v1 her, bro. Like we ain't doing that.
I mean,
Like,
someone will. Someone will. Somebody streamers always find a way to
I mean, that's
1v1
fair.
in the
Everybody
raid.
1v1s everything.
Yeah. I think Marasov is a strike boss. Sorry, guys.
So
you
Sarko,
give her Zol energy. You give her Zol.
no, Sarko would wipe the. Sarko says Mara would wipe the floor with us without breaking a sweat.
Nah. I think he's just thirsty for her and he wants her to.
I mean,
do
that's
that to him.
fair too.
think
There's
that's
a lot. There's a lot of thirst for
Yeah,
Mara.
don't come
but
for my man like that.
a lot of thirst for Mara.
Look, the mission goes off. You know, we get in there, and you know, just it has some semi-different mechanics as far as like shooting engine, exposing engine parts. You know, going through the core of a ship kind of thing, then breaking each down individually, which was interesting. Look, nothing super memorable. It was just like okay, but I didn't feel. I guess my question is, I didn't feel a sense of accomplishment after I did it. Like, why did I feel?
Zero.
Yeah, like we went and blew up the ship. That's not bringing my
No,
men
like the
back.
thing that I read on
Yeah.
Reddit that pretty much said it as clearly as possible. Devram K sniped the leader of the Shadow Legion off screen.
Off screen. Yeah.
We never got to see it. We don't know who it was. It's just I shot the leader of the Shadow Legion. So now you need to go in there and blow up the ship.
Yeah.
Like,
I just felt the
so I
core
was like,
mission
I'm
was
sorry,
okay, but the narrative of it was I didn't feel. I felt it was a useless mission necessarily because
Well,
the narrative
what's
that
the point of
didn't
There wasn't one.
retribution. Like
Yeah,
oh,
retribution.
mad.
We're gonna go attack the Shadow Legion, and then you get done. It's like, well, there's still a few random Shadow Legion prisons out there, so you can do the activity for 5 more weeks. But
So
no, it was-
why were they capturing humans anyway?
That, I don't
Did we ever
know.
find that out?
They never explained that to me
No,
unless I
like-
missed something.
I don't know, honestly. Shout out to
Why were they
Necromancer Zale
taking
for
us?
$5 super chat. I'm still waiting to be as powerful as Ikora with a double Nova bomb at the beginning of Destiny 2. Yeah, that's a good point. She's got some
Iconic scene.
she's got
She
some power.
probably just had some orbs on the ground.
Travis always
Right?
in here trying to get all just like ruin all the fun.
Yeah, you know.
Yeah, we were fighting the Shadow Legion to help the Veil. That's
No, but why were they taking humans? What
For
was
the
point
Veil?
of that?
That's
What?
the
Is
answer.
that-
to
I'm
everything
just
we don't
making
know. That's the answer for everything
that's
that we don't
the
know.
answer for
Yeah.
everything you
Literally,
don't know
yeah.
right now.
I don't. I
It's for the
actually
Veil.
don't know what their plan was. What
No,
was their
what?
plan
That's
of
the whole
taking
point.
humans?
I don't know.
You don't know.
And
They
that was the
still
whole
didn't.
Okay,
point
so
of
this isn't a new mystery. People are confused.
No,
about
this is still
generally.
confusing. It was a level 1600 mission first off, so it wasn't difficult. You're just
No.
like mowing down everything. Then occasionally
Mhm.
you get this like power up from Marasov, so you would just be like mowing down even more guys.
Yeah, Brandon's just no. It's well explained. There's the.
It was well explained as the Veil.
Yo, I'm done.
Oh my God, Brandon. Brandon, he was on our show, guys. That's one of
Mr.
the
X went
highlights.
and Giga Chat and multiple Cabal shooting at him, and he was just a tank and took it firing back. So apparently Mr. X went hard. So it's like, well, that was the annoying part too. And you'll see this when you play it. Crow is like, all right, it's like, hey, we're coming with you. He literally says the line, we're coming with you. You never see any of the NPCs in the entire mission. None of them are there. And you're like,
good point.
So you were in proximity, but you were not on screen playing through any of this pieces with me.
My theory is that all the characters in Destiny are part of a union, and you have to get paid more if they appear on camera in a mission. You know,
they have like they're in the Screen Actors Guild. Yeah, they have like SAG
yeah,
rules.
they're in the Screen Actors Guild. Like, you can use my voice in missions, and you can use my likeness in social zones, but I get paid extra, a kicker, if I appear in a mission visually. So you just have to use your voice. That's my theory.
So I was like, I saw the mission, I played through it. I'm like, nope. Yeah, the only thing is like you get another great dialogue from Lance that just hits hard because he's he is sadly not with us anymore. But it's like again, I was like, that's the part that hits the most is the part from him. I mean,
he's carrying the season for me.
I mean, the way he talked about Amanda, and it was like, I enjoy those moments where he's talking about her and like what she stood for and all of that stuff. Like his lines were great. But that was just basically a continuation on of his, like a eulogy for her, basically more than anything. The mission was level 1600 mission, go blow up the ship. Like, go run through like the whole Battlegrounds kind of in quick reverse order. Like you don't even do a Battlegrounds. You like go through it taking part for a half a second, and then you're like right in the ship and just blowing up the whole thing. And then you're out and it's done. Like it was short and sweet. To me, it was just kind of a cap on. Like Risen was the equivalency to it. That's the best thing I've got. Because we had Risen.
Which one was Risen?
Risen was with Witch Queen. It was the 4-week season with the 3 like Hive Guardians that we had with like the Scion connected to them. And then Crow screwed everything up, and then Crow and Caiatl.
I like that one.
That season did suck. The activity was better though, I thought, than this
one.
But
I was like, but I didn't think that season was short, but I was like, I still thought more happened in Risen than this one, easily.
I agree. I agree.
So yeah, for me,
there
this
was
one
at
just
least
didn't.
a reason. There was at least a reason we were kidnapping Scions. Maybe they were doing that with us. Maybe that's why they wanted to capture humans. They wanted to put us in a machine so that their friend could kill us on accident.
He's messy. He's ridiculous.
as retribution.
You're ridiculous. Anyway.
But yes, anywho, reasonable things being said going forward, please.
Oh, sorry. I didn't realize I was being unreasonable with the deep Destiny lore. I didn't realize that was the line. I crossed it.
That was it.
No, but it's like, I mean, you had Psyops Battlegrounds and you had Defiant Battlegrounds. Like, Battlegrounds actually has been one of the better activities. They're basically like strikes. They're pretty good, but just the story around the season, I personally don't think landed. I mean, I don't think it did much.
Was there a story?
I mean, not really. To my take, there were like, humans on EDZ got captured by the Shadow Legion. We went to go fight the Shadow Legion, and Amanda died in the process, which didn't seem necessary because why was she in the middle of it when Guardians can get revived? And it's like, I know that's her character, but it wasn't necessary. So
I'm just gonna be real. I think this is a forced way of
kill her.
Amanda's becoming a Guardian. I'm just gonna call it like because they're extending this way too long. Like it's just like I'm no disrespect to Amanda, right? She's been there, NPC. I get it, but the fact that they keep bringing this up and up and up and up, and we ain't get all this for what's homegirl name for Lakshmi. Remember, Lakshmi was dead in one scene. I was saying it wasn't no more talk about her anymore. Like, and I get it. Lakshmi was not beloved and stuff like that, but this is like ongoing. So to me, it's like the game is trying to remind you about Amanda constantly.
So do you think they're going to make her a Guardian?
Yeah, it's no
you
doubt.
do?
You know why I know? You know why I know? Once she got a cutscene before she died. She got the storyboard. Bro, you know when you get the storyboard, the Savathun and how she started, and she was a little girl and all.
I know.
Bro, you coming back. Yeah, Savathun, you're coming back. They're setting up some arc for her to come back and to do that because this makes no sense. Like, don't get me wrong, I love Amanda, but she's just a ship chick. Like this is like Remember,
But I was like, but like
this is like a
Prescott's
storyline for old girl that baked the cookies. like we doing a whole
Eva?
yeah,
Yeah,
we doing a
Ava,
whole
yeah.
storyline for the cookie girl. Like, okay, like I get it, Amanda. We like you, we love you, you're great.
But I
But
was like,
you're yeah, sorry.
but even Zavala said he's like, I know you're not gonna bring her back. That was one of his lines. It feels like they're like
Let me tell you
trying to
what
make this hit, but I don't know.
I
Like I don't
agree.
know if
I
they
agree.
will. Like
Remember
it's
the story. Also, when you start the mission, one of the more cold, dopest lines is from Morrisov. When you start one of the battlegrounds, and she goes, you know, what you call it, hints at it. What's his face? Devrin. Devrin hints at it and says, well, you know, she'd come back as a guardian. And then Mara says a key line. She goes, yeah, but you don't want that pain because she's not going to come back as Amanda.
yeah, she's not her.
Telling us. I'm like, they're literally telling us this girl's coming back. That's what I was like, yeah, she coming back.
I will have to, if they do that, I will be curious how they handle it.
I'm
'cause
gonna
I-
stay on the other side of this or
Mm.
cog and say that they're not gonna bring Amanda back.
Okay, what you
And my reason for that is
Mhm.
the only reason I think they showed that cutscene is so
Mhm.
that you would care at all about her when they killed her the next week. I think
Yeah.
that's really all the purpose it served.
to make it hit.
And I think that you know, I still stand by my previous theory, which is that they killed her because it looks like she dies in that opening cutscene, and I think she had to be dead by the final shape
Mhm.
for whatever reason. And my other reasons for not thinking they're going to bring her back: one, she's an EU character, and you know how I
Mhm.
feel about EU characters in the main game, right? She's EU. She's like Crow. She gets to stand in a hallway somewhere. She's not meant for limelight. And two, her name is Amanda.
Oh
And
my
I
god.
don't think they're ever gonna put a important character in the game Destiny whose name is Amanda. Her name is Amanda, bro.
All right.
Amanda.
What
It's
do
not
you have? What do you have
exactly
against
a
the
protagonist.
name?
It's not a protagonist name in a space opera.
She gonna have a new
It's just
name. They're gonna
not.
crow her. Aldrin wasn't
Yeah, they would
Aldrin.
have to crow her.
Yeah, they're
because
gonna
her
crow
name
her.
is Amanda. Dude, they renamed Crow and his name is Aldrin Sov. That is a super cool name, and they renamed him. Her name's Amanda, bro. Her name's Amanda.
Xanthos is like,
That's all
she's
I
a
have to say.
regular human, bro. That was a human name.
Named Amanda. That's all I have to say. It's just
Oh my
Go
God.
hard at this
Right.
name.
It's nothing against people named.
Yes, there is
It's
clearly
nothing
for you.
It's
Clearly.
nothing against people named Amanda. Look, Cog, if her name was Travis, I would say the exact same thing. I'd be like, bro, I don't want to hang out with somebody named
Yo.
Travis in a space opera. It's just not cool.
You're
It's
funny.
not cool. That's all I have to say.
I get where you're going. We'll see what happens. That'll be our fun bet. I think she's coming
That'll
back.
be interesting. That's all. I was like,
Mhm.
I'm leaning to like what they're laying out is like, we think we're kind of done with her. It feels like how they're
Every
leaning.
week.
I know
week
it's
is
like
more
it's
her.
weird. It's weirdly handled is all I know. So if she comes back, I don't know. This is for Travis because he's right. Amanda TF the F Dark Tannin with the $2 super chat. Just like,
Slanderous.
Thank you. It's just not. That's clearly an EU name. That's all I have to say. All right. It's
all
an
right.
EU.
And there's
Yes.
enough Amanda slander. Amanda slander was like that rhymes in here.
Mhm.
Amanda Slander.
Amanda Slander.
Amanda slander. All right. Now,
Yes.
anything else you guys want to say about this season? I don't know if we're going to have another epilogue where she's like risen again or if this is it, but for now, this is where we're at. Anything else? Anything else on this?
Not much. It was it was that. We went and did that. Now we gotta see what's going on. And I'm just curious about the finale. How are they transitioning this narratively? But look, we just gotta call it, for me personally, it's narratively it's been a disappointment for me. It's not I just not really connecting as much. It didn't, like you said, you said it perfectly. They're trying to build up an emotional moment that just didn't land. The most emotional I got was a byproduct of real life, which is literally Lance Reddick passing and Lance Reddick's character showing emotion for Amanda, which make me emotional for Lance Reddick's passing. That's why this season hit for me. It's because of Lance and why, what's going to happen with the future of his characters. He recast that's my thing. So, it's a bittersweet thing. Yeah, last speech Zavala gave hit different. I'm with y'all. That's what it is. Oh, Prescott says this is finale. So yeah, I mean, we'll see. What when's the new season start? I'm all lost.
About a
now.
month from now, like May 23rd.
Oh, so this was the finale, and then after that, okay. But
Then
you
we
know,
have
usually there's
Guardian games, and then I think
Guardian
that's
games.
it. Yeah.
But usually there's that little kickoff thing.
Oh, I know.
Or something.
Sometimes there is.
Yeah.
Feels like this was it, but much earlier.
Right. I was just looking for that kickoff when that happens. You know how they transition that, but you know, it just is what it is. You know, I'm having way more fun build crafting, way more fun weapon chasing, and getting the loot grind. The loot grind, I feel, for me has been top notch. That's what's been keeping me in. But as far as the story, like it always used to, not this season specifically.
Yeah, no, I mean, we'll see what happens next season. Season the Deep, we know that's coming. So it should be interesting with that one.
Do you think they'll live up to the name? Do you think the story will be deep?
It better be. No, I'm serious. Like if you have the
wouldn't
Deep,
it be great? Wouldn't
it's
it be
the most
great if
shallow
season
story ever.
Yeah, if Season of the Deep was the most shallow, just
That is
terrible
funny.
story.
That is
That
funny.
would be
be
a good
awesome.
one-liner.
Mhm.
Black Runner with the $5 super chat. It's Amanda Holiday. You say the whole thing like a Tribe Called Quest.
Yeah.
Put some respect on her name, on her
Oh,
basic name.
Damn.
All right.
Damn.
First of all, Amanda Holiday sounds like somebody who creates greeting cards for a living.
Yo.
All right, she should not be a
She's
She's
guardian.
the president of
regardless
Hallmark
what.
cards.
The Hallmark.
Yeah.
Really Hallmark to damn. Damn.
Yeah. Sorry.
Yeah, messy.
No, all I was going to say is
Yes.
this week we had the mid-season patch. And unfortunately, among some of the stuff we're going to talk about today is this quest at the tail end of it is broken for a lot of people,
Really?
which many other
Oh.
things broke on Tuesday as well. So there's a ship you can pick up in the hangar when you're done with all this stuff.
Oh, there is.
Yeah, you go talk to
Oh.
Zavala, and he's like, "Hey, there's like a ship.
You can't do that for me.
You got
Oh, maybe mine is broken.
could be broken." So
No, he didn't do that. It was over. It was. I spoke.
Now, I think I had to
to-
listen to the. Did you do the hollow projector and then also the voice
Yeah, hollow
message from
projector.
Lance?
Yes, and it was
Then-
over after
and
that.
then-
What happens then?
There was like an icon in the tower. I went to talk to Zavala and then went to the hangar, and I picked up the ship. But if you had like reset your reputation at, I think in the helm, I think that's what broke it already. So it was like, yeah, if you reset the war table, you got the ship already, which glitched the quests.
Yeah.
So it was like, so that was broken. But then, I mean, I got to go find Tassie's tweet because the list of stuff that was broken is a lot. It
Didn't realize
was a lot of things. Hold, please. He just had a nice list together. But yeah, there's Reddit
the
probably had an even bigger one. Okay.
Wow.
All right. And then the other issue is there was about 8 or 9 of these things, not of these things, but 8 or 9 things that were like a later patch notes, which I don't know if they were like stealth nerfed and then they feel like they had to clarify them or a combination thereof. It was a weird day for patches. That's all I'll say. But there's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20 things on this list that were possibly broken. Now, some of these were addressed to actually be nerfs to certain things. So grenade mods do not appear to work on strand, grapple anymore. So like hunters, like grappling, grenades generating fire sprites. There are certain mods. Ashes to assets seems to have been nerfed. Wasn't aware of it. A big one is audio issues. A lot of people on console, a lot of people with headsets, audio issues were awful. That was like Tuesday's Reddit was like audio, something audio. Like the audio was really, really, really bad. Like I heard it was not maybe unplayable, but it was just like really crackly, really off, anything with headsets, and they said disable stereo audio. So that was one of the major ones that I know of that they broke. The Guardian game statue in the tower showed Hunters 1, even though Warlocks last year. Guardian games like Triumphs are in like activating right now, but they're flashing in your Triumph screen. Like you can do them early because they're
I missed one day of Destiny and all of this.
Heist Battlegrounds, like the Mars Heist Battlegrounds, which is the GM this week.
Yes.
You know, when you would go through and like you unlocked everything in Heist Battlegrounds, you had the bonus like orb to shoot the little shield things right before you went to the boss room. They removed it from Heist Battlegrounds, so the bonus one is gone. So now I got to go to the other sides. But yeah, the final step of the Retribution quest to get her ship was bugged. People were getting penalties for leaving Crucible and Gambit, even though they weren't. That apparently has already been fixed. Loot wasn't dropping from some of the raid encounters, but it was, I think, more of a delay. Some of it was going to the Postmaster. There may or may not be a problem with resilience. I'm not entirely sure if that's a thing.
There is.
Okay, that I keep seeing more that it might actually be. Grenades may not be generating fire sprites. Radiant weapons are not stun. And this is like
guns may not be shooting.
Well, no, like
what is working right
like
now?
there are missed issues that were resolved, but the known issues right now from the TWAB. So players who like they talk about the quest being bugged. Volatile flow does not activate consistently. That's frustrating because that's one of my builds, especially as I'm trying to do the solo Legend Avalon mission. Insight Terminus Strike can produce bird errors when fighting the boss. Audio may appear distorted in certain activities. There's a workaround for it. Guardian Games is an issue. Guardian Game Triumphs are there. The Zone Control playlist doesn't display an increased Crucible modifier. Quarter penalties, that seems to have been fixed. Rewards are delayed. Some players are reporting that Radiant no longer stuns Bear. Like this, that's the stuff that's known issues on the TWAB, and a lot of that was in Tassie's list. King's Fall has crashes. There's still crashes, I think, from something else on PS5. Oh, they also nerfed the triple chest run for Terminal Overload. That's done.
Oh, we had a good run though. We had a good run. That was an exploit.
Duality was patched.
Oh, they got the autoface.
They got the duality jumping off the edge. But
we had a good run, boy.
But the armor is still trash in there.
So they up the
stats are still bad. The stats are still not.
Got in good. Then I got it when I got it.
So there are a lot of things that broke with this patch. Now there were some changes that were good. We got the primary weapon for PvE auto rifles, pulses, hand cannon, sidearms, scout rifles are up a little bit.
Oh, what you call it is sorry. Real quickly. Y'all have to try out 2 burst.
Oh yeah, no, that hits hard now.
Oh, bro, Revision 0
actually is the pretty
good lord
now.
now.
Can I ask you a question about Revision 0?
Yeah.
Yes.
So you guys remember how you had to do that quest every week to unlock the catalyst? So remember I didn't do all of them, and then I did the mission one time and it completed all the quests?
Yes.
Well, I did that, and all the quests are gone and completed. They're out of my quest log, but I don't have access to any of those catalysts, and there appears to be no way to complete the quest.
So that is something they'll probably address next season. Usually they give it a season, but that's all I know.
Somebody told me that what you have to do is after you do all the missions, you have to go and do the seasonal activity again, and then that somehow gets you the catalyst or whatever.
Oh,
but that wasn't in the mission.
Yeah,
wasn't in the quest.
I'm trying to remember because you had to go through and do the quests, and you had to get all the quests to a certain point, and then you would get the catalyst, I think, from it in the end. So I don't know if you had to do it once or twice.
All I know is I got to the point where I completed the quest and it was no longer in my inventory. It was like, you're done. But then I have Revision 0 and I only have like the level 2 catalyst for it or whatever, and I'm missing all the other ones.
So you don't have the retrofit stuff. You don't have the 4 times.
Yeah, there appears to be no way for me to get that stuff, which would be horrible because I have every catalyst in the game, and this would be the first one we're missing. So I'm wondering, like, how the hell do I get those?
I mean,
I did it. I did the quest.
Yeah, like something like that, and then also Quicksilver Storm. Like some of that stuff's got to be because there's no way to get Quicksilver. I think
there's no way to get Quicksilver right now. Yeah,
and they usually put some of the
because that was pre-order.
That was a pre-order, but if you didn't pre-order it, like
then there's no way. It does. So it's not even a drop, huh? Wow. Okay. Yeah,
that's says next season it will be back in
the rotator.
Yes. Okay. Great.
Yeah.
Then I'll just get it next season. But yeah, that's stupid. I was reading online that I'm not the only one with this problem. Apparently, you had to complete the quest and then go and do the seasonal activity again. And I can guarantee you, if I didn't have to do the seasonal activity, if there's no quest,
that's exactly what it was.
I didn't do it. You know
you're
what I mean?
Absolutely right. That's exactly because Sinister dragged me in there. Because I'm like, yo, how come my joint don't got 4 times the charm? He's like, no, you got to go back in there and do it again. I said, after I already got the catalyst? Yeah, I remember. I did have to go in there a bunch of times.
So that's that. Yeah. Because they should have just put that a quest step if that was a requirement. Because there was no quest telling me I had to. I would have done it again begrudgingly, but they didn't tell me that.
I agree. Yep.
Tells you to do the exotic mission one more time in the actual crafting
menu. Yeah. I think I remember.
Oh, God.
Yeah,
Right.
hopefully
So
that'll
I
get fixed.
so I'm gonna
next
have to go
season.
do the exotic quest like 3 more times.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know. Like, well, I guess we'll have to see how they handle that for the legacy thing or the rotator then, because we'll just have to see.
It was some
All right,
weird
yeah.
thing
If
about going in there.
if it's in the rotator next season, then I'm good. I was
Yeah.
just worried because that would suck if all these years I've kept up and got all the catalysts done, and then all of a sudden I just get locked out of one. That's actually been stressing me out. So
You do good under stress. Enjoy it.
yeah, but stress where you can't control it. There's no action you can take to actually do it. I don't know if stress is the right word. It's just been bothering me.
Anxiety.
Anxiety. I feel that.
Um,
My anxiety right now is exotic glaive. I want because I kind of pulled the Trav. I remember when Witch Queen dropped, and I'm like, them exotic glaives is whack. I ain't doing that, right?
Yeah.
And then I just see the build. We got to get what's his name on. He's cool with what's his name? Remember Jarv? Jarv got a click. There's a dude that Jarv rock with that does really good build. We got to get him on. That it, something like that. Anyway, he's got a healing build. I'm like, yo, I need the glaive now. I didn't know that glaive makes a healing turret. I never knew that.
Yes.
So I want to do like a support build, all that. So I was like, now I want it. And then I'm trying to get the drops from Wellspring, and the damn border won't drop for the final thing this before the quest step. It's annoying.
No,
It's driving me crazy.
go to the Enclave and you buy it from like the wall now. You go to the Enclave, and on the bulletin board or whatever, the
red border is there
for the exotic glaive.
Oh no, I never even did it. I got to do the steps before to get to the glaive.
No, but I think you can just go buy the exotic frame.
They want me to get before the exotic. They want me to get these regular frames from Witch Queen legendary guns. There's 2 of them, Come to Pass and some other gun. And I got one of them. I didn't do none of that. Yeah, I ain't do none of that. Because everybody, I was like,
if you never got your first one, if you never got your first one, then yes,
never
you
got
gotta
the first
go do all
one.
that stuff.
Yeah, I never got the first one. So that's why I'm like, damn it. And the Wellspring drop rate is just it is what it is. But I'm going on Mercy. I got a great support build with what's the boots that heal people. I got and now with the fire sprites and restoration. I got this build that could really help raid teams. It's sick. But I just want that glaive they're trying to mess around. So yeah, I gotta do it.
Yep. Yeah, somebody's saying the board, the bulletin board has been has been broken for a couple of seasons. I thought this was fixed. Oh, I'm getting rain outside, so I just thought I heard that. Another thing I wanted to mention to you guys was the Vex, and this just threw me back to Destiny 1. So somebody made a Discord server with a bot that says when a Vex incursion, like the Vex Strike Force, the big Super Blitz one, when it's happening, I'm like, are we back into like literally Destiny 1 when we're like, there was a website for public events. Do you remember? It would rotate kind of on timers and you'd like flag it. I'm like, why are we back to this? Why are we back to this? Like, just put a timer on. If it's like once every 4 hours, then whatever. But it was just like, yeah, the Vex incursion.
It should be like a Shava in Diablo 4. Plus.
What was the spawn for her?
Saturdays.
Oh,
it happened on Saturdays, and I think it was just one day out of the weekend, and only like 4 or 5 times in that day. It was like every couple hours.
Probably why I saw it, but it was like it'd be nice if it was just at least tell us when it comes. That's all I'm looking for.
Yeah, exactly.
I will say this though, the drop, they must have improved the frequency, because the last time I played this week, I never would get that. I saw that thing one time since the Nightfall dropped. And then this week I got it twice back to back. I think they increased some.
I haven't played that much on Neomuna, but
Neomuna. I'm seeing it a little bit more. I was like, oh, and I actually beat it and got an exotic. I'm like, oh, this is an exotic farm. You just get a guaranteed exotic. You just complete it. And so for the first time, I think they addressed that. But yeah, I would like to know though. It would be better.
It's if that's one of the ways where you can grind exotics, it's not a reliable way currently. Like, by the way, shout out to everybody, since my video went stupid bonkers yesterday. I did not expect it to get as much traffic as it did.
Yeah, which one?
The breakneck mission that is this week's weekly mission. There is a glitch where you can get God mode. You are invincible for the entire thing if you can get to a certain point. So if you want to run a master solo weekly mission flawlessly, yep, this is the week to do it. You can do it with a team. I showed a video of like basically a build. You can do it
Oh, you're
solo.
talking about the weekly quest, story
you
quest?
put me in
It's
that.
the weekly story mission. Yeah.
Oh, I
I
need
think
that
I
for
have
my
to
level.
do that to
For my
get
level.
Yeah, it's also for your guardian rank. So
Guardian
yeah.
rank.
Yeah, I gotta do it.
honestly,
We all
yeah,
should do. We should do it. All three of us
Yeah.
should do it. I need that. Yeah, let's do it. Let's do it.
You
I
can,
need that.
and you can. All you gotta do is do like one. My only guess is the way somebody figured this out is they got to a certain. You literally get to a certain point, and you run back until you see the zone name change, and then you run back in to grab the strand
zone
thing.
name hustle.
It's easy. And but it was like, but then you can stand in the middle of 100 guys, take 0 damage. So I went in there with.
I heard you can already do that. IRL.
Oh yeah. What? Just be good.
Mm-hmm.
No, stand in the middle of 100 guys.
Oh,
Take 0
okay.
damage.
Oh my god.
What? It's what he said.
Anyway, I'm gonna act like I ain't hear that one because I know what he's doing. So, what like we were saying, yeah, it's a cool hustle.
I mean, it's been around since like week 1 or 2, whatever this mission came around the first time. It was an available thing that you could do, and I remember like, I mean, Esoteric, I think, or Cheese Forever, one of those like posted about it like 6 weeks ago or something. And then sure enough, this one came up. I saw a tag and I went back in. It still works. I've had people tagging me all day, so it's still working. So yeah, master, flawless, solo. If you can get through the opening section without dying, you won't take any more damage. As long as you don't fall, just don't fall. You'll keep, even if you fall and die, you keep the God mode, but you just won't get the flawless.
Gotcha.
So the God mode is just on once it's on. It's so weird.
Nice. Gotta check that out. That's dope.
Yeah, link me to that video. I wanna do it. I like cheating.
Yes, we gotta hurry up because you know the Destiny for the Bungie feds, they're gonna be on us quick.
Oh yeah.
They're gonna let us
Do
live.
this before
That's
it's
all they'll fix.
do this before it's patched video.
This will definitely prioritize on the patch notes.
Okay, so that's another thing I saw on Destiny Reddit, and I wanted to ask you guys about. That is the constant complaint, and I know it's like different bugs have different priorities, and you know, like client side versus server side patches and all that stuff. But
90 KE. Oh, you balling!
I told you that one popped off, and I was like, "Why is this doing this?" I did not expect it at all. I literally made it before I went to go see the Super Mario movie. By the way, go see that movie; it's great.
It's great.
And then I got out and I'm like, what the hell is going on? So yeah, that video went bonkers. But yeah, I wanted to let you guys just ask you guys. I mean, and Tassie had another kind of article about that as well. It's kind of like it feels like it over and over. It's like, hey, we're gonna patch all these things that help the Guardians, but all these other things that are broken, they're not prioritized or whatever. And it's like, and I know there are different things in different ways, but there are enough things happening right now. The mid-season patch, the quest is broken, the audio bugs, but yet they took away like the hunter grapple build that you could do is completely like nerfed into the ground now, I think. Which didn't seem necessary either.
I think it feels mean-spirited at this point, the way that they're doing it. Because there's so much that is broken that we complain about all the time that seems like it should be higher priority, especially this week. Just from, I haven't even logged on, but just seeing, I haven't wanted to log on just based on all the stuff I've seen on Twitter.
Yeah.
I have to get the door.
Yeah.
Actually, I have something that E will care about.
Oh, go get it. Go get it.
Oh, I wonder if
agree.
it's
I agree. What you wonder if it was something package?
Depends. Well, I know when he got to do IGN first over Remnant 2, I was like pumped because I want to play that game. I don't know if he got like some swag for that, or maybe it's like since he's covering Diablo in the future. So I don't know. But no, it's like, I mean, you look on Destiny Reddit and there's just going to be quite a few like nerfs, shadow nerfs, bugs, silence, like all of these things. It is, and it's like, and I'm not a game developer. I understand certain bugs like, hey, they can do this thing, or this is easier, or this is server side or not. But when some of them get fixed that help us versus other ones that are broken that don't, that's the stuff that starts not to feel good when it happens over and over and over. What'd you get? Hey! Well, I care about that too, so that's a good one.
Wow. Yeah. Okay. That's
40. If for those who are our audio listeners, shout out to everybody on iTunes and Spotify. If you do enjoy the show, please give us a 5-star review or whatever you can for audio. But Travis just showed a picture of a MSI gaming trio 4090 going big boy style.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm building my new review PC this week. So I've got the 4090 and then
What's your
whatever
CPU?
Whatever the most powerful CPU
You go
is. I
Intel
have
or
that one.
did you go Intel or AMD?
AMD.
Okay, so you got the 7950X or 7800X.
Yeah,
3D.
7950X 3D. That's the
Nice,
one I
nice.
have.
Yep.
Yeah. So,
Mhm.
yep. Good times building a PC.
Mhm.
Yeah.
Somebody's like, Bungie, now that you nerfed grapple hunters into oblivion, can you buff the weak ass melee so you know it actually makes orbs killing things? So please make the drifter stop blinking. That's weird. But yeah, if you just scroll through Destiny Reddit, I know like the whole thing can be like Destiny Reddit can be a mess, but it is like where you can kind of get a feeling for people's like kind of sentiment about what's going on. Not great right now. And it's just one of those things. Yeah, did Ashes to Assets get bushered? Yep. And that was one of those that kind of got nerfed and then updated later. So I just kind of wanted to get your guys' take on just the sentimentality of like certain, like, you know, taking away the ability to make orbs for certain things. It's like, is that really with firepower and Reaper can't work together? Something like there's certain things like that. I mean, I think we talked about it last week, and some people are like, this is like a very stingy loot game. Like, I mean, right now it's like we're not getting as much loot as we would like. Armor is almost all useless, like to a point. I mean, right now the Artifice armor can give you +3, but if my Artifice armor is dropping into 62, and I can go get at least some high stat armor occasionally would drop higher, then that makes Artifice armor less useful. So if you get like a 67 high stat piece of armor that you have, and you don't quite have an Artifice in that place, your odds of getting a high stat Artifice armor are so low. Because, I mean, we joked, like, Cog, I took you through the cheese for Galeron, and we were swimming in it, but how many of those were still not good? Like,
probably about 70 to 80% of the drops were sub 60 drops.
And
that was Artifice armor.
Yeah, and how long would it have taken us to see that many drops normally?
Oh, yeah.
Stupid amount of time on master difficulty, right?
Agree.
Yeah.
100%, you're right. That is really horrible drop rates, especially based on the difficulty of the activity. Especially let's say we did that legitimately. How many times that's demoralizing.
Yeah.
That's demoralizing. Yeah.
So that's kind of why it's like it's a weird trying to figure out how to phrase this.
Mm-hmm.
Destiny is in a weird state right now where I know the story didn't land that great, and that's a thing. And I know you're enjoying the weapon grind, which can be a thing, but when it comes to like people are like, oh, I'm getting into build crafting, and then that just got nerfed. And it's like, I want to go grind out armor in duality, but if I go, grind out Caiatl's armor in duality, and now it's dropping at 61, 62, they're not very spiky.
Mm-hmm.
There's not really a great place to let that in-game pursuit really starts to be the ceiling of like what you can grind for keeps, I feel, getting pushed down just a little bit. It doesn't feel like there's a great place to go after some of that stuff. Oh, and then sorry, one more thing. If you did the master raid and you got an adept weapon and you were ready to try and enhance adept weapon to get your enhanced perks going, I would advise against doing that right now because it's a little broken. That's another thing.
Yeah, I mean, like, look, just gotta be honest. Like, I found my own personal enjoyment in this game this season because I'm a crazy addict for build crafting, and there's been some amazing builds for a lot of the subclasses. Strand, especially, I'm going back to Solar 3.0. I'm doing a tons of stuff with the Dawn Chorus build, burning stuff. I got healing. I got a lot of things for different subclasses, and Void is insane with the artifact. And I'm having fun figuring things out. And obviously the loot chase, the weapons themselves are great. They're really some spectacular weapons. I played a ton of trials this season. So from a pure gameplay standpoint, yeah, there's reasons I'm playing. But the reality is it's just fundamentally broken. The game is just fundamentally broken on a lot of levels. The reward system is still an issue. The same things, I don't want to be like a broken record. The same things and problems still exist. The problem is the bug thing is getting progressively worse.
Yeah. So I heard servers were down like last week while I was gone. I heard servers were real rough when I was out of town. I don't know if that's how much you guys face that, but
yeah, it's brutal. I don't know what's going on, and I've never seen it regress to this level. Like that's the concern. It doesn't seem to let up, and it seems to be getting worse. And yeah, they're gonna have to get in front of it. They're gonna have to make a statement on us to what's going on. And you know, we know about Matter, we know about acquisitions, we know about other things that they have their eye on, and I am concerned about, you know, the quality of this game. It's really scary to me that it's this much problems all the time. So don't know, man. Don't know. But I'm curious with Travis, you know, where you're
Where
at
are
with
you
this.
at on this
I
whole?
know
Because they're like
you've been
they're
there with
one
this.
of the few live services that is still going. From the
Mm,
outside, they're like, "Hey, Destiny's the successful live service," but for the hardcore players, we're like, "This is a bit of a buggy, busted server mess right now." So where are you landing on this
Yeah.
one, especially with Diablo coming up soon?
Yeah, I mean, I talked to you guys earlier this week about this, about a view I've held for some time, which is that game development is hard already, and it's especially hard when you do it remotely. And I don't know that Bungie, specifically Destiny, was built to be developed remotely. And this came to a head when this week I was talking to a game developer friend of mine who recently returned to the office and was extremely happy about returning to the office because he said, and you know, I don't want to out who this person is, but the quote was that developing remotely was hell, and that they were getting nothing done, and that there were lots of bugs, and basically things fall through the cracks. And I don't know if you guys have ever worked remotely. I currently do, but it can work for certain industries, but for some industries, and in this person's estimation, game development is definitely one of them.
Mhm.
It not being in the same room with people and being able to walk over and tap somebody on the shoulder and explain a problem and work through it is a real problem. And so um, this person was saying, "I'm so glad we're back in the office." And then we were talking about Destiny specifically because we were playing Destiny while we were chatting, and he
Mhm.
was just like, "Yeah, I mean, to me, it's no mystery why the game is
Mm,
why
interesting.
they had trouble with Lightfall and all that stuff." So I don't, you know, that's anecdotal. I don't know
Right.
if that's true, but I can tell you my personal experiences in software development remotely is that I would much rather do it in person. Uh, Logistically, obviously, for lifestyle, working remote is great, but for getting things done and efficiency, you know, you lose a lot of efficiency if you're in an office and collaborating, especially when it's a creative project with all these different teams and moving pieces and stuff. And so I think that might be part of it. I'm not really sure. Either way, regardless of what the issue is, it's Bungie's problem to solve. They can't
Yeah.
expect to be the leader in the space if they continue to let their product atrophy. And I think you know, we know that they fired a QA person
Yeah.
pretty recently, somebody who's high up there. I don't know if that position has been filled, but it is very clear that QA is a problem for them and something that they are taking seriously, as any game
Mhm.
developer would. So I'm sure it'll work itself out. I think this week is probably the boiling point where they now know it's a serious problem if they didn't already,
I would
because I
hope
feel
so.
like a lot of times it feels like they're always getting hated on, that it can really fade into the background. But I
Mhm.
think it's, you know, when a Lightfall
Teddy
campaign
Teddy
happens
has a good
or
point in there too.
Yeah.
something like this happens,
Warren has a good point too.
that's right,
Mhm.
yeah, the Stadia thing, I forgot about that,
Mhm.
which I think they were using that for,
Yes.
A lot of QA stuff.
um,
A lot of QA.
QA
Mhm.
and, was it cross-play or
Mhm.
something like that? It was like their yeah, anyway.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I think they're probably having issues internally that are making QA, difficult, and I won't claim to know what those are, but, it's their problem to solve, and players should be hard on them. That's our job, right?
Mhm.
That's the job of gamers, is to be unrelenting in our feedback and our expectations, and why shouldn't we? It's a game we spend a ton of our time,
And money.
playing
Yeah.
and talking about and spending money on, and I
Mhm.
think, you know, players have a right to complain when things aren't right.
Yeah.
Um,
Absolutely.
so
Well said. I think you're on fire because look, with now experiencing the corporate space and now I'm working remotely, I agree. We go through summits like quarterly, right? And I have to admit, in the time when we are in an office and I'm able to get these different organizations and departments in a room, you can hash out things as opposed to that 2 to 3 day turnaround of tag. Hey, did you get this? Hey, did you get that? Or doing a call and stuff like that. There is an advantage. The interesting thing is Bungie's position is that they have been so pro and proud of the remote work and how they've been able to, facilitate that during the pandemic. And granted, they for the most part have try to keep their cadences, but there could be something from a QA standpoint that is still affected by this. And that is interesting as some corporations have shifted to going back to the office now that the pandemic situation has lessened, while others are like, hey, we like it like that. But like to Travis's point, it's not our fault, so to
like
speak, as
whatever
far as
the
it's
issue
like,
is, yeah.
yeah, like you got to figure this out, because at the end of the day, for as much monetization you have in this game and as much hours people put into this game, to have this level of dysfunction from a foundational level, from a technical level, is unacceptable. It's just we just have to call it what it is. So they have to get on the ball. And I love Bungie, but yeah, we can't sugarcoat. It is progressively worse every season now. I feel like,
It
but
has
when
been
we would
getting
say
there.
the start of it, like I would say, when we say Witch Queen, like I felt like,
Yeah,
when
Witch
did we?
Queen was, I feel kind of around there maybe.
Yeah, I just felt there was just this steady decline with
I mean,
glitches
yeah,
and
even the
patches,
patch,
and
yeah, even the server downtime was started at like, hey, it'll be up like at
mhm,
normal server uptime. Then it was extended. Then it
yeah,
was extended farther, and I just was like,
yeah,
okay, so Teddy
bro.
said Beyond Light, yeah.
We've had like, I want to say at least 1 to 2 rollbacks from a backup standpoint,
At
where
least one. I was trying to think if there was a
yeah,
second one.
system states are lost. I remember Ducky's
Yeah,
in
that
there,
was bad.
trophies were lost. Like when you got to roll back,
Rollback's
bro,
bad.
that's a serious. I've worked in IT. That's a serious issue. And thank God. Here's the thing. Thank God their backups work efficient.
Yeah,
They even
exactly.
said it in a thing like, we've never done them. We were a little nervous because this is the first time. Thankfully, our
Yeah.
backups roll back correctly. That's when it's serious, bro, from a foundational standpoint. So, yeah.
Yeah, it's just an interest. I mean, Travis, you said it well, is the fact that whatever the issue is, whether it's QA, whether it's like the remote, whether it's just, I mean, the more I see this, the more I just like hate sitting in the back of my head, the velocity over quality thing. I'm like, I know they're trying to do these 3-month seasons to try and do everything in here, but I'm like, this was one of the shortest seasons I think we've had. It was a tight 12 weeks, no extra buffer, like no 13, no 14, no 15, nothing extra. I'm like, so, and then we see this type of stuff going on. It's like, I swear they're pushing even harder. Not saying Activision didn't want expansions, but it's like Bungie's not taking their foot off the gas at all, and it doesn't seem to be helping them. It's like they need a little bit of extra time to do these types of things, a little bit more time just to test this stuff. Like it is, and it also does feel like the state of the game after 6 years. Like, I mean, the spaghetti code and the duct tape, and I hate using those phrases because I know they're very cliche, but when you have something like, here's a new patch that we're going to do that kind of, helps with primary weapons and PvE, and then enhance the depth weapons, and you break audio on the other side of the game, I'm going, wait, how did one hit the other? And it's like, that's where it gets to be a little weird and makes you wonder some stuff. I mean, the fact that the enhanced weapons come out, and then I have to read the tweet because I read it to my wife and she's like, I have no idea what you just said. And I'm like, I don't either. That's the problem. Because it was from Bungie Help. Yep. And it was with regards to the audio issues. Like, you need to disable 3D audio. So if you're using Atmos or Windows Sonic or anything like that, disable that stuff. But no, okay, so here it is. We are current players should avoid. I'm just gonna read this sentence and tell me. I think this is just very poorly worded because it's just weird. Players should avoid increasing a weapon's enhancement tier while actively modifying that weapon at the relic on Mars. If a player increases the tier and commits reshape, the new tier will be lost. To avoid this, players can enhance and reselect the weapon for modification to maintain the enhancement tier. Now, I don't have an enhancement tier weapon to mess around with on that one, but just reading that, and I still have an idea in my head on how it's supposed to work, that's a little confusing to me.
I don't even know what that sentence meant because
That's
I don't
my
have that
point.
weapon. Yeah.
So that's kind of why it's like that's the enhancement tier system we roll out, and this is where we kind of get back to the point of, okay, we're like, well, why are we only getting the enhancement tier system on the raid weapons, on like 5 or 6 raid? Because otherwise it could break half the game, is probably the worry. So we're starting small. We're beta testing it right now. We're gonna give it about 6 weeks. Then we'll, like, in season 20, we'll try it on a few more weapons, make sure it's not broken there. And that seems to kind of be the thing. It's the velocity over the quality, and the velocity is like, here's a feature, we're putting it out. And then like 5 seconds later, hey, this isn't quite working correctly. Well, you just launched it. Like, That's where I have the questions. And that's kind of when I have to be, it's either the testing is happening, they know it's wrong, and they still have to say, push it out the door anyway, or the testing is not quite effective enough to find a lot of the issues. But when it seems to be pretty widespread, that's where I feel like I've been hard on the game like the past month. And again, I want to apologize to everybody. I really feel like I've been hard on the game for the past like month.
Just being real, just being critical is being.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
You know what I don't like about this community
What's
is that when you're critical of the game, you feel like you have to apologize to the community for it.
Yeah. Fair
Yeah.
play.
I feel like that's like a symptom of like that's not how it should be. Everybody should feel free to be as critical as they feel they need to be, without fear that the fan base is going to turn on them because they weren't loyal enough. You know what I mean?
Right,
Like
right,
that.
yep.
Anyway, it's just a
That's a foul point.
No, I mean that's fair. I mean,
Mhm.
like, here's Diablo about to launch a live service game. Granted, Blizzard is probably bigger than, and they've been doing some live service with World of Warcraft for a while, but they're about to launch Diablo, and they did a beta, and they got the testing, and then now they're doing a server slam where they're just trying to beat the hell out of their servers right before launch, and things are going to go wrong, but they took the feedback, and they actually made some changes. It's not going to be perfect, but they're going to be ongoing. It's like, if Bungie is about to get probably a bit of a wake-up call, if Blizzard can come out and run Diablo 4 as a live service and run it well, we will have to see. But Blizzard has the pedigree to do it.
Yeah.
So, and Diablo 4 is one of those games that is not World of Warcraft, not a full-on MMO,
Right.
but it is an action RPG and it is a looter.
Right.
So it is like, it's not going to be the same level of competition because you're not shooting versus Diablo. But there's a lot of people who play Destiny that are going to be like, Diablo's looking pretty good right about now.
Yeah, well, they need to be pushed. I mean, that's the thing, and unfortunately, they've outlived their competition for the most part in the space. And, we've had those episodes back in the day, remember when it was like Anthem and Division 2, here they come. Oh boy, what's gonna happen? Destiny.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? The closest I felt they were in trouble was Division 1. Remember when Division 1 came?
Division 1 was a big.
Yeah. Oh yeah, bro. I remember when Destin had a Division show for a little bit instead of Fire Team Chat. Like there was a moment
Division
where like
Division flirted with.
Yeah. It was right, I would say, after Taken King, and it was a long drought of no Take Destiny content. But and before, I would say after that, maybe before Rise of Iron possibly.
Or
But
Rise
anyway.
of Iron, because I think
It was a long, and that was the window, and everybody just saw something new and fresh, and they were like, okay.
Division came out in like, I want to say like March or April, and it was probably 4 or 5 months after what would have been Taken King. So you're in the doldrums of that point because we didn't have Rise of Iron or anything like that. Rise of Iron came back, helped them a lot. But there was a good probably 5-6 month mid half the year thing. Yeah.
The drought of Destiny 1, because everybody was like, all they had at the time was like, what was that content where they kind of revised the raid? They had the cool suits, but it was
that was after
cool
Rise of
suits.
Iron.
That was after Rise of Iron. No, you're right. So you're right. It was the drought prior to Rise, because we were Taken King out. We did everything in Taken King. There was really nothing else to do.
Yeah.
And it was
like
a constant.
A year of nothing. Yeah.
Yeah. And Division came at the right time. Yeah, shout out to Zinto with Age of Try. I got that mixed up. But yeah, and I remember it was like, okay, this is new, this is cool. They're trying, oh look, they got builds. Oh, da. And then, Division kind of we realized that the end game didn't really have it.
Yeah, there wasn't much of an end game.
Yeah.
The raid was like I don't think ever happened. And then they started making changes for currencies like based on streamers and like too much currency, and it was just like they shot themselves in the foot pretty quick. But
facts.
They had a problem that not every, but lots of live service games have, which is their first year is content light because they seemingly didn't plan at all for the live service part of their live service game. They made the base game and then they figured, oh, we'll spend the first year figuring it out and then we'll start putting out content. Like Halo Infinite did the same thing, which that's probably the example that has the least excuses for doing that because they had a huge publisher and existed in the year 2022 when everyone knew that you had to have a content roadmap, and then they just didn't have one. But yeah, I think that Destiny got lucky that it was the first one out because they made that mistake too. It's just that they did it when Destiny didn't exist yet. You know what I mean? Like they got the privilege of of that being okay.
Yeah, like kind of learning on the job. I do have a quick question for both of y'all. I'm getting some pushback from the Warframe community. How do you feel about Warframe? Because for whatever reason, I don't know why I don't feel it's a threat, even though it's a great game and has a great community.
It's free to
Like-
play. My problem with Warframe is like I was literally playing Dredge, and there's this
Okay.
thing where you're like, hey, you want to, install something on your ship? It takes like 2 hours. Well, like you do it, and the timer goes like, and it just like skips ahead 2 hours. I think everything so much in Warframe I've heard is based on like, oh, you want to get a new Prime suit or whatever? It's
play.
going to be either pay to play, or it's going to be like a week, like just real life days passing before things happen. So it's
Gotcha.
like
they time gate it because it's a full free to play model, so it's not
Mm.
really competitive. I actually think the biggest threat to Destiny is
Tell me.
Genshin Impact.
Mm.
And
We
I know
lost
it's not,
people for that. I remember
it's
that.
not really the same type of game and doesn't
Mhm.
really draw on the person, but they got the model right perfectly. Like
Mhm.
that model is perfect. Every part of it. The way how quickly they come out with content, which is insane. The addictive way that they get you to spend money. The fact that it's free to play out the gates. The fact really the only thing that it's missing is that it's not on as many platforms.
Right.
It doesn't have like some of the cross functionality that
Right.
Destiny has, and obviously it doesn't appeal to the same type of gamer. But if those developers made something that was a Destiny competitor, I think they would crush them. I mean,
awesome.
if
Shout out to awesome. Sorry.
Yeah.
Continue.
Genshin's amazing. That's my point.
No, absolutely. I remember we did. Yeah, Tash is on Genshin for a little. I remember there was a couple people that went for
Yeah.
Genshin for a little. Tassie was playing it for a while.
Cactus, I think,
remember.
tried for a hot
Yeah,
minute.
tried it for a little minute.
He
Yeah.
told us on the show that he couldn't keep up with Genshin because they put out so much content, and that's what made him fall off.
Yeah.
So he chose Destiny. But like, if I liked Genshin Impact and Destiny equally, if they were equally my jam, I would be a Genshin main, like
I
easily.
mean, I like
You know
the
what I mean?
idea of Zelda, but it's also like, I don't know. I saw some of the things about like the currencies just to participate in certain activities every day, and you had to wait. And I just
Yeah.
anything where it's like a gotcha and that type of stuff, I'm like, hey, I'm not touching that with a 20-foot pole. That's the problem. Like I like the idea of like an action game and like loot and stuff. Like, but no, anytime you're gonna get gotcha gambling involved and all that stuff.
Yeah.
I mean, Destiny kind of does that. Let's be honest. They time gate stuff just like Genshin does. They just do it in a different way.
I mean, fair.
And, yeah, and they do have
You
loot
can get
boxes.
raid
They
loot
have-
once a week.
Yeah, they do it a different way.
They do it a different way, and I think the thing about Genshin Impact is it is very honest about what it is, but it
Yeah.
also does not make you pay at all for their game. So I would actually argue in a lot of ways Destiny is scummier because Destiny charges you like 4 different times. Genshin is like you can literally play this game and not spend any money, but you will feel like a free player. It's like
Right.
a second class citizen.
You're a
status.
class. It's a class system.
Yeah, but I mean, free players in Destiny.
Yeah.
I just wrote an article about being a free player in Destiny, and let me tell you, that is way worse than second class citizenship. It's like you're not even allowed to look at the bus if you're a free player.
Do a couple questions. Hey, did you like that? Here, buy this Witch Queen.
By the way, I shout out to that article. If you want to know what it's like to be a free to play player, I wrote here an article called "Here's Everything That's Free to Play in Destiny 2." And it's a super interesting, I think, list of things that you're allowed to do and that you're not allowed to do. I wasn't allowed to editorialize, but I wish I was because like I wasn't allowed because it was just a news article, right? So I
Yeah.
couldn't like get in there and say what my thoughts were, but I kind of want to write something that's just my opinion on the free to play experience because it was harrowing. It's very odd.
I mean, yeah, you can pay for 10 levels on the season pass. You can pay to level up your character in Destiny. I'm like, you guys are just trying to put that $sign wherever you can right now. And seeing some of that stuff, that's
Finance team doing the Lord's work. They getting away. They do it.
They doing something. Sony probably loves them for it, but yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's like I know. It's like I just sit there and I think about the past probably my month of podcast, and I feel like I've been really hard on the game for a magnitude of different reasons. And then this week did not help. Breaking the quest itself, Retribution being very underwhelming. Handling Amanda's death didn't seem necessary, and then like out of nowhere, build her up just to knock her literally off the board. Yeah, I know Guardian Games is going to come around. I'm sure it's going to be similar to what it was before. We've thought of like 20 different ideas of how Guardian Games could be cool, and we're probably not going to get any of those. And it's going to be, Eververse store and Eva Levante will be, well, I don't know if Eva's for this one or not, but yeah, I am looking forward to Jedi Survivor. I'm looking forward to Diablo. I'm playing Dredge right now and want to play that tomorrow. Yeah, the Diablo 4 beta number 3, May 12th to 14th, the server slam. I don't know if I'm going to play that because nothing carries forward and you start fresh. I think the only thing you get is you get like a horn on the back of your horse, maybe. I don't know. There's something you get. I don't know if that's even. No. I know I didn't go through all the patch notes or the TWAB, but I think we kind of danced around most
we got to
things that are kind of going on. Did you guys see the ornament for Arbalest in the TWAB? Actually, it looks pretty cool. Actually, very much fits Neo Muna.
Yeah,
now that they talk about it now, so that one fits. And then the next vote is Izanagi's Burden, Wither Horde, or Thunderlord. One word, which one are you voting for? Cog. Which one do you want an ornament for?
Probably Thunderlord, only because I feel Izzy and Wither Horde have cool ones already.
Travis?
Izzy. Snipers are sick.
Not that I'm biased against Izzy. I mean, all they end up getting it.
I think mine was either Thunderlord or Wither Horde, but I think Thunderlord. I would love to see someone just like completely change the look of that. So I think Thunderlord would be a cool like canvas to work on.
Yeah, because
I think I gotta go Thunderlord.
Because they got the basic joint, and then they got a silver one that look cool. They need like one more that's really unique to make it. That's the only reason why this. So I'm going with Thunder.
Izzy's got the big like gunblade one already,
bro.
Which is like,
Izzy got the Final Fantasy VII one.
Like, that's already there. Yeah,
and the other one, the Ronin one, is serious on Izzy too. You ever see that Ronin one?
Probably. It's just been a while. Yeah. And then I think Wither Horde has a couple good ones. I think Thunderlord. I think Thunderlord's due for one.
Yeah, I'm going Thunderlord.
Yeah, I think I'm going Thunderlord. But make sure you guys see those. Vote if you want to. Same thing. They'll do the vote. It'll take a while and all that stuff to come through. But look for the emails for voting. But outside of that, a lot of accessibility changes. They did put that out. So, and that again, I'll give them props for the accessibility changes because of a lot of what they do for colorblind settings, revamped, and accessibility changes, and full auto melees, and so many things that they actually give options for. They're continuing to progress as opposed to just leave that there, because a lot of newer games like God of War, Last of Us, a lot of more modern games, I know, like huge accessibility like features are a big thing in there, and the fact that they keep trying to update those is a really good thing for everybody to try and play the game for sure. I don't know if there's too much else, honestly.
Quiet week.
Yeah, nothing too crazy. Mario movie, go see it. So much fun in that movie. It's a blast. If you haven't seen it, it's great.
If not,
I gotta go see it too. Yeah, I'm gonna go see it.
And what else is coming? I think there's a few other movies that'll be. Oh, Guardians is the next one I'm looking forward to.
Yeah, gotta check that out too.
Guardians
of the Galaxy Volume 3.
Yeah,
Marvel Guardians.
It's supposed to be like the final run.
Seems like it. So I'm sure there's gonna be a tearjerker moment or two in that one.
Yeah,
feels like they're gonna do something in there that's gonna get me. So we'll see. Anything else for you guys this week? I know this is kind of a shorter episode, but it's a lighter week.
I did a Grandmaster Nightfall.
I
did.
Did you do Proving Grounds? I'm getting because you sure as hell didn't do this week's. No one wants to do this week's.
What's this week's? Is it Mars again?
It's the Battleground Mars. That one sounds like hell.
Yeah, I'll do it. I don't care.
Mars Battleground. I know Fallout was working on a solo run.
Wasn't that tough?
Proving Grounds wasn't too bad. Who did I run with? Because I ran a few of them. I didn't get a good hung jury, an adept one.
Me neither.
But then I took my Vanguard Engrams into a normal hung jury, and I got a shoot to loot kinetic trimmers one, so I got what I wanted.
I think I've mentioned on the show before that I've done more than a dozen Grandmaster Nightfalls, and they've all taken place during double loot weeks.
Oh, that's the only time to do it. It's insane.
And I have never gotten a PvE adept weapon to drop.
What? I literally got 2 guns every time.
Yeah. So this was the first time I've ever done a Grandmaster Nightfall, and again, all of them were during double loot, and this is the first time I actually got an adept weapon. I finally got it. It was a bad roll of a jury, but I finally got one.
It's so crazy because I'll get like 2 exotics, 4 golf balls, 2 adept hung juries on 1 clear, and I'm like,
Yeah.
this is insane. Like this
That's
is
what everybody was telling me. They were like, the
Yeah.
fact that you haven't gotten an adept weapon is freakish. And I would be like, yeah, we did the same Grandmaster twice in a row. I think it was what was the hand cannon from
The
the
DFA?
Yeah, DFA.
No, the one
Was that
from
one?
the gun. What is the gun seller? What was that
The
guy's name?
gunsmith? Banshee?
No, the strike, the arms dealer.
Arms
dealer.
Oh,
Yeah.
Yeah, that's an easy
Got
one to do. Yeah.
He had a hand cannon one, and we did it twice in a row. And both times, both of the other people I was with got 2 copies of it, and I got 0 both times.
That's a weird glitch for you then.
I got adept mods though. I've got adept mods up the wazoo. You wouldn't believe. I got so many. I have to use them on my trials weapons, but yeah.
Yes. Yeah, you're right. You're right.
Oh, Buzzard could have been one, I think. Yeah, too.
That one too.
But that's all the news I have for Destiny. I did Grandmaster Nightfall this past weekend.
Yeah, I did a few runs. Shout out to Irresolute. I know he and
so
his
did
buddy
Resolute.
ran. And then who else did I run with later?
Played
It
with
was
them recently.
it was Rook and one of his buddies from my Discord. So I ran with a couple different people, and yeah, I was like with some patience. And by the way, on our Proving Grounds, the bubble shields,
Yeah.
Skyburner's Oath shoots through those too.
Ooh.
So you know how you got to go in there and kind of
Yeah,
break the
go
bubble?
inside and break the
Nuh-uh.
thing.
Shoot that thing from
The
like a
two-
mile away.
Oh, that's nice.
Yeah, so that was
That's
that's a
nice.
good thing to take in there pretty much until they fix. Hopefully they don't. I mean, it goes through Cabal shields. So I mean, like you know, in Proving Grounds, like phase 2 when he's up on the top,
Yes.
you can
it
stand at the
goes
front
through
of
that?
the room and you can. clear
Oh,
from
that's
there.
nice.
You just have like one person on each side, like kind of managing the little like fire
Yep.
meteor things, and one person in the back just trying to. Yep. Warden's Law, that's what it was. Yeah, that thing never was
Nice.
great. So, but yeah, if you got Proving Grounds for whatever reason, Skyburners is one person should.
Cool.
Wish Ender still hits like a truck. Loving that thing. Please don't nerf it, but I love it. Wish
Yeah,
Ender's
that's
still
the
great.
baby.
But yeah, go run your breakneck, master, solo, flawless, glitched as all get out thing. Yeah, it's a fun one to do this week. My video apparently caught a few eyes.
That's what it was.
Palindrome.
Palindrome.
Okay.
Palindrome.
I tried to get Palindrome.
Man.
This was right after they said that like adepts are guaranteed in Nightfalls, and I was like,
Yes,
challenge
I mean-
accepted. My bad RNG will prove you wrong.
Pally. Good old Pally. No doubt.
So, well, that's all we got. I'm probably going to be streaming a little Dredge this weekend, next couple of days. Probably a chill weekend after coming back from vacation, just hanging at home.
Chill. You need to chill after your vacation.
Well, no,
See?
like
that right there. That right there.
So I was like, that's the problem.
I did like 3 excursions and I did a whole bunch of stuff. I actually was like not chilling for part of the vacation, so I was actually out there doing stuff. But yeah, that's a different story. Anyway, no, it's probably not like going out and hanging out with our usual friends because we went on vacation with them. So.
Do you have friends?
A few, yeah.
Okay.
You?
Do they live in Canada?
You? Yo, why you say it like that?
You know why, Cog.
Yo, Bessie.
Yeah.
He's my friend of me.
Friend of me.
Well, Travis, what do you got coming besides staying on top of that Diablo coverage, I think?
Yeah. So in case you didn't see, today I had an interview that went live with the game director and the associate game director of Diablo 4. They were talking about so it's kind of an exclusive. I got to interview them before the announcement today. Before their announcement today that there's a secret beta weekend happening on May 12th,
Yes.
an additional beta weekend with some interesting stuff in it. And I interviewed the devs to talk about not only the stuff they learned from the first 2 beta weekends, which, by the way, all of the stuff they announced from the beta weekends that they are changing are already going to be implemented for this 3rd beta weekend, which is nuts. But I also asked them some questions about their live service model and how they're planning on keeping that content going. And they dodged a little bit of it, but it was interesting just to hear a team that seems to understand that you cannot launch a game, a live service game, without having the team already in place building content for it. It's especially nice to hear that coming from Microsoft's. Well, I guess they're not Microsoft yet.
They're not Microsoft yet, but yeah.
they're gonna be, you know,
They
part
work
of that.
right for now. Just wait till they get under the umbrella.
Well,
Yeah.
no, I actually, so I have friends that work.
Hey.
I had to do it, dude. You were right there. You were like, come on, somebody say it. Somebody say it.
I have friends that work on the Xbox team, and they say that like Activision's in their meetings and stuff. Like they basically are working as like a.
I mean,
an
they
unofficial
probably have to be up until the point that they're
At this
not.
point.
Yeah.
Yeah, at
I
this
mean,
point, I think it's kind of they sort of
I
have.
think
I've
I think
seen-
it's gonna happen. Like it seems like it's going to.
I've seen full-on advertisements in the UK of Call of Duty and Xbox, and I'm like,
sure. Yeah.
oh, the deal ain't officially closing. You out here promoting? Like, I'm like, okay.
That's how you get it to close. You make it seem like it already happened, and
Yeah.
the regulators care about it. But yeah,
Facts.
I think it's
they're
already-
basically.
It's
they're
just I think
basically
it's red tape at this point. But
yeah, they're in effect working as one team, so it's
Yeah.
nice to see that
Nice.
working. So yeah, I've got the Diablo content is up right now. I'm not doing a third review in progress. I'm just gonna wait till the game comes out and do my review there. And
Nice.
then I had a review go live this week.
Yep.
Dead Island
Yeah, I saw that.
Right.
2.
Where'd that land for number? Was it 6 or 7? I remember looking.
Give it a 7.
Okay.
It is a game that does everything competently, but I couldn't tell you one thing about it that I haven't seen in 15 other zombie games. It just feels like generic zombie game made by Zombie Team. It's fine, it's good. In fact, the writing is really funny. It's a good like irreverent comedy game, but it's sort of just like if you played Dying Light 2, like that is a better game in pretty much every way than this one. And it's sort of it just, it's like feels like I played this game a bunch of times. So
That's weird. The way you describe that though is weird that you give it a good versus like an okay. If like there's nothing memorable about it, there's
nothing about it is bad. You know what I mean? Like it's a good game. It's just that like it has no imagination whatsoever about what it is. And so I feel like that I can't say it's great. It's not like, oh my God, the game that, I'm gonna tell my friends to play. But like if you play it, I would be like, yeah, you'll have fun with that. It's a good game.
Yeah.
Nothing about it.
Yeah, Maddie, I spoke to him. He felt the same. He did say that it was very visceral. Like the he's like jaws hanging off. He explained that to me. Addict, he reviewed
your
it.
friend Maddie, who had to wait until the peon embargo on Thursday for content creators.
I saw
you
him
doing that?
that.
He brought that up on the fun to do. He was like, yeah, because
I know he did. Dude, okay, so here's the thing. This is a real story. First of all, Maddie, if you ever see this, and I know you don't watch the show or care about who I am, but if you ever see this, unless you're calling out IGN, then you want me on your show all of a sudden.
yeah. Then he wants you. That's what he wants you to talk about IGN.
Yeah. Like you don't know what you're talking about.
He loves you though.
Yeah, I know. He's a good guy. So first of all, if you're watching this, Maddie, I agree with you. That's messed up. As a guy who was on the other side, I saw that and I was like, ooh. But also, I saw so many content creators saying, hey, the embargo for Dead Island 2 has moved. It's now on Thursday. That I was like, the embargo moved? And I reached out to the publisher and I was like, did you guys change the embargo? Because my article is going live tomorrow. And they were like, oh, no, we didn't change
it for you. They're like, we got the caveat.
This
is your special section, Travis.
Oh, my. And I went and I bought myself some new shoes.
Look who got the cruise energy now, E. Look who got Royal Cruise. We parlayed this section for you, Mr. Northup.
Yes.
If you think that's how cruises are, you for sure have not been on a cruise. That's not it at all.
That's true, 100%. Yeah,
it's basically them tasing you and like a cattle. I mean, like get on the ship, you pack it, you rack of meat, get in there. That's what a cruise is like. But anyway, that felt good to benefit from everyone else's pain. It's fantastic. But yeah, I've got stuff going on.
Schadenfreude right there for you. A little Schadenfreude.
I'm gonna be building
this.
When you building that baby out? When you building that out?
I don't know, but it's my new review rig. So
said Travis rocking the gold crops.
First money.
Stupid.
That's what this is. New GT, the RTX 4090.
Nice.
Anyway, yeah, that's what I got this week.
Cog, what do you got cooking? I know you just had 300. I know you were on Unlock today. Please go watch that episode. But
thank you.
Beautiful, beautiful.
It's good to be back. Good to be there. 300 was fantastic. It was great to see both of you. I must admit, I didn't
think I was going to make that, and I saw you were still live. I was like, hello.
It was good to give y'all flowers and how much y'all guys are supported, and been around, and Travis was absolutely hilarious. He's like, I only been for one episode, so that was my favorite moment when it was my one. I rewatched this segment. It was so funny. Just to see everybody come through. Hulk hit different for me. For some reason, I got real emotional when Hulk was there. I
mean, everything he just went through recently, that makes sense.
Yeah, it was crazy. So you got that, and just to see everybody was just humbling, and then obviously Ryan McCaffrey came like 3 hours late, so we had to clown him. He got the time zones completely wrong. Clowned
Was
this.
he there
like,
after me or before me?
That's crazy that he showed up at all.
I was one of the
You
last
were
ones.
the very last.
I was like the very last one.
You and Matt, my co-host, only co-host that held me down was Travis. Travis was there when he said he was there. Travis
in the air.
I know, I'm messing with you. I gotta guilt you.
Hey,
Travis was there.
I would have canceled my cruise for you.
Oh my god!
Episode 300, I would have been like, you know what? The ship can wait.
I ain't gonna front. It was bothering me that you was gonna be a part of it, not because you purposely was doing anything wrong. You had a stick schedule.
I get it. Yeah,
I need him for this, and I was like, damn.
I literally my luggage was in the door. I turned on my computer. You ought to know, I barely did anything. Hadn't hardly sat down, and I joined. So I did the best I could, man.
So you and Maddie, because you came for the crew, and then Maddie had a legit excuse. Like he had like a legit house issue, like his central air, his AC went out. He had people there, so he's like stifling in heat. And I'm like, bro, you can't make it either. So I'm like, damn. My peoples ain't gonna be there. No. But then you came through the 11th, and then he was like, yo, you still going? We just got a little. I'm like, just get it in. And you guys came at the very end, but at least Travis was there. He had no issues. He came through.
Look, some people are loyal. God, some people still know the meaning of the word loyalty, and some people are just not as good friends or good people.
I found out who my friends really was that day.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Oh my God.
Right. That's all I have to say.
No, it was dope, man. It was so dope to see everybody. So yeah, salute to that. And then obviously Ryan, just hit me up and was like, hey, we got something going on. I believe someone called out, and then Destin's return. So I'm like, he's like, yeah, let's celebrate 300 again. I'm like, okay. So we did that, and it was a fun show. So go check that up. That's up now on
7.5 hour stream or something insane like that. I was like, oh my insane. God.
Bro, we did the history too. We did all the family and business came out. Yeah, it was good. It was really cool. So we got that, and then what else is going on? Obviously, Duke is up, and nothing crazy this episode for Peter Sunday. But I have
just
something
a shorter show, maybe.
Yes, it definitely won't be 7 hours. And I will say I got something. I'm under NDA about something that I'm excited about, actually. So I'm really excited. Hopefully next week I'll be able to talk about it. And yeah, it's really exciting. I can't wait. So look out for something on lordsofgaming.net, probably around Friday-ish, Friday-ish. So that I'm really excited about. So yeah, that's been it. Any more games? Oh, and I'm playing Ghostwire Tokyo. I'm actually enjoying it. I'm actually really enjoying it. Mm-hmm. Yeah.
Oh, I beat week.
You beat who?
Sifu.
Oh,
yeah.
How far are you? Did you get?
I did that. That stage in the club. That stage in the club is lit. That's the one you were talking about?
No,
because I love the club.
That's 2.
Okay, so I thought that was
like the club with fire, right?
Yeah, and then you go and you fight the dude with the pole and the thing.
Yeah. No, it's the one after that.
I thought that because I love the club. All right,
so that was a cool one. No, number 3.
I'm doing them like one at a time. Yeah. It's just that Ghostwire, I didn't expect for me to connect with Ghostwire like this, and I'm really liking it. It's graphically on Xbox got some issues. Anti-alien. Oh God!
What I heard it was worse on Xbox than PlayStation or something weird. Like that's bizarre.
Got some, I would say for the OLED guys, please put it on VSync high performance
PlayStation. So
that was bad, but I am liking it, and the hand thing, and it's eerie, and it has a very paranormal vibe, and the connection with this spirit that's in you, that's took it over your body. I love it. And so far, the conversations have been great. So I'm gonna stick with Ghostwire, and then I'm still sneaking in Sifu a level,
if you're done with that one, it's the museum. When you get in there, there's some very cool stuff in there. So
okay, on it.
Yeah, for me, kicking off Dredge. Nice. I'm working on trying to solo Avalon on Legend. That's what I'm working on for Destiny right now. It's kind of something I'm overdue to check off and get a video out for. And then Guardian Games is probably about a week and a half away, I think. So between that, it's just Yeah, Mindbender's Ambition is like the shotgun this week, which I don't really care about for GMs and stuff like that. So
Used to be good.
used to be, and then I feel like they nerfed the perk pool on that one. So yeah, I mean I'll be in and out on that, but yeah, I mean next week is Jedi Survivor, so that's
yeah.
that's my big one. That I'm gonna be
yeah.
that one I'm gonna be playing a lot. And
I
then
tried, but there happens to be another Star Wars fan at IGN, and his name is Dan Stapleton.
Oh, you got your boss.
Yeah.
I'm like, yo, how you? I just thought about. I was like,
Yeah.
that's the Travis game right there.
He's a Star Wars fan. I mean, I know more about Star Wars than him. I'm not gonna lie, but he, you know, he's my boss.
he pulled rank, so that's just
Full rank. You full rank.
Also, he's a great reviewer, so he'll tell it like it is. I'll know how good or
he's
bad
like
that
the game's great, the map sucks. Cool. All right. Yeah. So, well, I didn't expect this to go 2 hours, but we rambled on beginning and ending enough. So,
doesn't like Souls-like games. My one
Really?
quibble with him reviewing it. He's not a Souls-like.
Ah,
fan.
yeah.
I love him already. This is great. A man of my own taste.
Well, I mean, Cog just
you know what
disqualified
Star Wars
himself, but
is,
that's
right?
fine. So, you know.
The Star Wars is a Souls-like game. It's baby's first Souls.
Yeah,
but
it
it's
is.
baby souls. But it's fun baby souls.
You can make it hard, but yeah, it's
Yeah, you can.
That's what she said.
And on that note, all right, guys, for episode for
All right,
420
guys.
for episode number 246. Shout out to these two for holding it down for 245. Go check it out on ILP's channel, and audio should be up for that one. And then we'll get back on normal schedule and work on some guests. I don't have any scheduled right now. Doesn't mean there's any not coming. So for episode number 246, thank you guys, gentlemen. It's been hilarious and crazy as usual. Chat, you guys have all been amazing. If you enjoyed the show, drop a like on YouTube, subscribe to the channel, find both of these two awesome gentlemen's content. And please, if you're listening to this on audio on iTunes or Spotify, leave reviews, 5 stars preferable, thumbs up on Spotify. I don't know quite how they work, but all those good things. All right, for this episode, it has been The Last Word.